very normal.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Sunday Chill stream. We have some great guests here tonight, but I'm Vinnieart, the creator of City of Venus, creator of Shadow of the Kraken, co-creator of Through the Woods. And yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. We're going to continue some of the Todd stuff because apparently you guys really did enjoy that last stream I did. And a few people want to hear more of my my Todd McFarlane impersonation. So we'll have some more fun with that. We are expecting another guest as well. Just waiting on them right now. But yeah, the people we do have here are really fantastic. Everyone in chat is awesome. We'll be saying hi to you guys and girls in a minute. But my private chat was going just as much as the regular chat here. So yeah, Walton.
All because of gays. It was all because of gays.
It's because of gays. Yes, this happens anytime Walton is in the deck.
Listen,
anytime Walton's in the rear, you're gonna have your private chat.
Gonna have fear.
With strangeness.
Take the D's out of the A's and let's get back to this. I want to say hello first to Yuka Cross. She is the artist on Wonder Island. She's a fantastic talent, a great person. Yeah, welcome to the stream again, Yuka. How you doing?
It's me.
You got to see the work that she's doing, guys. It's mind blowing.
I feel like I was greeted by a serial killer. Are we safe? Are we
Say
safe?
that again?
I feel like I was just greeted by a serial killer. I was like, you know, that's kind of like
hey,
if
Tommy,
Chris was smiling at you in a dark
Walton's
alley.
Spot tonight?
No, wait, no.
Just let me know.
Go away, Tommy. Go away.
Hashtag replaced.
But yeah, no, again, guys, if you haven't seen Wonder Island, we're going to show some of that tonight as well. Beautiful book. Again, don't believe any horse shit from slanderous people who are trying to act exactly like SJWs. Don't buy that shit. Liam's a great person. He's a great creator. I've known him for 20 years.
His penis clean?
She's a fantastic artist. Walton's peen is clean, apparently.
No, Liam.
Do not ask him. What do I know?
Well, it's just been an obsessive weirdo all week long. He's really deep diving into anything peen. It's disturbing.
Walton's all about the peen. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know. He needs a step ladder if he needs to get to someone else's.
Promoting good values in this community, Vinny. We're promoting good male hygiene and supporting indie comics at the same time.
We got Red Gaze in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up? How's it going?
Hey, brother. He's a creator of Sunswarm.
It's been a pretty good week, except for the added stalker, Stephen Walton.
Why you gotta bring it to me, Gaze? All right,
Well,
just
dude,
congratulations with Sunsworn. Looks beautiful. Love the box.
Thank
Love
you.
the packaging. Love the story. The good job. But taking or giving, it's gay.
Okay,
That's
well,
what we told
you know
you.
what? We've been discussing this for a week now, and I think it's time to just let you go ahead and stew in your own juices.
Oh. Yeah.
That's disgusting, Gaze. We're trying to have
Walton, since you won't stop, here's Stephen Walton, everybody.
I'm sorry. I was actually just going to say hi to Chris.
He's an author and stuff. He's got a channel as well.
Obsessed with peen.
He's
I am
obsessed with
not.
peen.
I am not. I'm going to be quiet now, Vinny. I'm sorry.
We got Chris Fisk in the house. He's a creator of Infinitale Chronicles. How we doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Almost not quite as afraid of an onslaught of guinea pigs about to attack me, but doing pretty good.
Dude, don't say that name. Don't summon it. Don't do that, Chris. Come on, man.
I invoke thee.
Right? Tommy's in the house. Speaking of guinea pigs, how we doing, my brother? Tommy's awesome. Like I said, he might make an appearance here tonight if somebody wants to get kicked out. So remember that. First and foremost, the first person in here tonight, Adega Outlaw, one of my favorite people in the world. Adega is awesome. A great individual all around. He's a creator as well. He's a writer. So check out his stuff too, adegaoutlaw.com. Beautiful projects. And we always love talking to him whenever he's around. And yeah, man, awesome. We got Keely Chow in the house as well. Hail, brother. Hope you're doing good. Lasso of Truth, another great lady we got in here. Like I said, we have great fans. We have Shadowhawk. What's up, man? Hail, brother. I hope you enjoyed the McFarlane thing, because I know you had written me and you said that you had missed it when it was live, but you were watching on the replay. And I hope you had fun with that, because we're gonna have more Todd McFarlane coming now. You're gonna make some appearances soon. But yeah, because he's like, boy toys, they're better than girl toys. I'm gonna go sit on a pile now. Todd's special, and this goes back to again the statement that he had made on someone else's stream, where he says that he will not make any full line of female figures. He's afraid of sexy figures. Anything that would sell, he wants to kind of avoid. So for some reason, and if you do collect female figures, you're going to be a serial killer if you're a boy. That's his statement, which is just okay. You tell that to all the collectors out there, everyone who's picked up Hot Toys, everybody who's picked up Marvel Legends, all that stuff. People have been collecting for 30, 40 years. Yeah, they're all serial killers. Okay, Todd.
If you like
I
boobs,
don't
you're a
know-
serial killer?
I don't know. Well, I don't know what happened to Todd, but I think it was something horrible, allegedly. I don't know. Just the way he acts towards certain things makes no sense to me. And yeah, I did work for him. I was a lead designer at his toy company, so I have some ins and outs on what the hell went on over there. And we've literally come to him with, with all of the numbers of what people want. We did research with collectors, with comic shops, hobby stores, you name it. We gave him all the proper information. Nah, we're going to do more Spawn than baseball. Okay, Todd, you do it. And his company went down the shitter for a long time. He had switched, because we were an in-house studio over in New Jersey, and he closed it all up, and he brought everything to Tempe, Arizona, and then he outsourced to China. And that's when you get all those little Walking Dead figures. That was the only thing he was releasing in sports figures, because he loves his baseball and his football and his basketball, and no one cared. And he was losing his shirt. So he had to go back to the other stuff. Then he lands the really good deals, and he built himself back on top of the mountain. It's not like he lost any real money. Guy was already a multimillionaire. But again, like I said, some ins and outs of kind of what has transpired throughout all that stuff. Because I'm sick of just seeing people licking his balls 24/7.
Damn.
I respect a lot that he's
Giggity.
done. I have respect a lot that he's done. But at the same time, putting these people on these pedestals just sickens me. Because then they think they could do anything. They could abuse the fans. They could overprice things. They could screw them over on different figures. Like I said, if I were there, things would have been different. If I stayed in there, I would have made sure people got the alternate heads and hands and weapons and shit that they want. And they pay one price for a figure. Not that you got to go dropping, $40, $50, $60, getting multiple versions of these figures. And then, they're going to break anyway. Or, oh, this actually looks like shit here. Why they all have like diaper joints? Like, but again,
You're going to get good quality with Vinny and no ball licking.
Exactly. It's be respectful towards people. What's so hard about that?
Well, I mean, it's egos, man. Egos get out of control, brother. Right? I mean, and then you just think you're better. You develop a superiority complex, and you can think you treat anybody the way you want to treat them, and that's not the way it should be. There's gotta be a
Tommy
certain
for $5. Remember?
Oh, God damn it! I was trying to be serious.
When addressing Walton. Thank you, Tommy.
No, Tommy.
Dorian.
No, Tommy. I was trying to be serious. And you interrupted the whole thing with your super chat.
It happens. Hey, the lovely Sherry's in the house as well. What's up, Sherry? Glad you're here tonight. King of the Squibs also here. I guess we got a few more people jumping in here. Who did I miss? I think it's missed somebody else in there as well. Sorry, but yeah, like I said, when I start to get into the Todd rants, I almost, it's like a blind rage sometimes, because it's like all the years helping that guy. I helped make that guy millions. What they've done, what they've let fall apart. Oh, it's aggravating. But
your impersonations are really good too, man.
Well, but God, it's Spawn. Spawn is a character and a buck that I created as Spawn. I got into some trouble with my best friend Al Simmons. Spawn's name is from Al Simmons. He's my good friend. No, he's not my friend anymore. I think he sued me. Listen, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on, but crazy stuff.
Well, it's interesting he would bring up serial killers because, I mean, honestly, looking at that dude, it's kind of always reminded me of the type.
Yeah, right. Oh my! The stories he used to tell when he came in there. Holy shit! He literally one day he came in and he goes, "Hey guys, you think it's tough jobs out there? Like, you want to know what a tough job is?" He said it's out of the blue. He goes, "The people who need to paint cocks in porn magazines."
Wait, what?
And we're all sitting there going, what is he talking about? Like, out of
Like
nowhere.
airbrush the pictures?
Hello, HR.
That's what I thought. Right? He goes, "Yeah, you think that's a tough job?" And we're like, Photoshop isn't that difficult. But yeah, I mean,
Thanks, Todd.
Did he linger on it?
it'd be a horrible job. I mean, you gotta be staring at that all day.
Was he drooling?
No. You gotta put makeup on the cocks in pornos.
Was he like lingering on that? Was he like, oh yeah?
He's having
Like
an issue.
blush?
I don't know. It was very
Blushing the
disturbing. Well, then he goes because then he tacks it on afterwards. A friend of mine, he does makeup for porn stars. Okay, Todd, maybe lead with that next time.
Yeah.
Kind of gives
I love
eyeliner a whole new meaning, doesn't it?
Tom's got like dicks doodled all over his room, you know.
Yeah. The super bad thing going.
Oh shit. Oh wait, we got Tommy another $2 here. 3'3" is never serious, Walton. Oh my god, it's it's hilarious. All this shit's hilarious. But yeah, and again, and everyone still thinks one way or another. Listen, Todd is a lefty. He's been a lefty. He preaches a good game, but behind the scenes, he's taking that knee for the money. And proof of it is in his figure. Somebody today on Twitter posted up something doing a comparison thing of Image Comics versus independent comics, and a perfect example. They have the grifter figure, a character known to have guns, like the Punisher. And instead, there's no guns, and there's a knife and a sword in his packaging. And then you have the Spawn figure, the Western version, whatever, and he's got his 6 shooters. Okay. and they go this is the example of mainstream versus indie, and I'm going, well, that's incorrect because those figures are roughly coming out at the same time, and they're made by the same person, and they're sold in the same stores. So you can't keep telling me this stuff, because the narrative that Todd put out was guns. The manufacturers we need to stop doing guns. We're not going to do more characters with guns for these stores, and it's more bullshit because G.I. Joe, every single figure comes with a gun. You can name anything, and they're in the same stores with the DC line. It's Warner Brothers who are pushing that narrative. Warner Brothers and DC don't want to have masculine characters. They don't want to have sexy female characters. They want everyone to be boring. They want the same nonsense. So that's what it comes down to.
Maybe they should go into market and bring back Mr. Potato Head in a big way. If that's what they want.
Well, remember they renamed him? Remember it was no longer Mr. Potato Head because they wanted to make it an agender. Like they wanted to make potato genderless.
See, Fist, now they can market the hell out of that. You can have Mr., you can have Mrs., you can have Ms., you can have Z, you can have Zer, you can have Zoom, you can have Zip. Potato. Yes.
We should do that with another vegetable.
Yeah. What's up, awesome one? I don't understand.
Mr. Cucumber.
Yeah. Wait, come back 30 minutes at 9.
It's popular with the feminists.
Listen, we could get Vinny to design it. He's a toy designer. We could get Vinny to design it, and we can market it to that whole weird crowd. They'll love it.
Oh,
That's some truth. She said, "I'm living for the roast." Yeah. Again, I don't know. I can't help myself. I know Tommy is roasting Walton. We're all kind of roasting Walton, but then it's the roast on Todd as well. It's fun. But don't we roast the ones we love, right?
I think it's Walton's pathetic attempt at comebacks that I think everyone really enjoys.
Oh, it's awful, Fred.
Yeah. Hold on, Sambagogo.
I don't have
I
anything.
just arrived to hear. It does makeup for porn stars. Yeah, this was the Todd McFarlane speech. One of the ones that he had when he came into the office. He was talking about bad jobs, and I don't know what was on that track, but yeah, he led with that. He led with, it's a bad job, painting cocks for porn, and we're like, what's going on? Why would our boss? We haven't seen in months. He pops up, and this is the conversation he's starting.
I called you all into this conference room to talk to you about something important.
Hold on. We need to talk about makeup artists for pornos.
I'm not shading that dick right. That shaft looks too dark.
And apparently that was one of Todd's good friends. So God bless. Todd, why didn't you give that man a job?
Yeah.
It sounds like you would have been
he
perfect.
kept bringing up dicks, and dude's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll just work over here at the sewer system."
That guy would have been perfect in the paint department.
Got kicked out of the Home Depot for painting dicks everywhere. I just wanted the little Dutch boy to be a Dutch man.
Got our penal color panels up here on the left.
We call this gland salmon.
Awesome. Stop guns, because people don't kill people. It's guns, of course.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like the SUVs, right? Are we going to stop making SUVs because that guy went through the crowd? It was a red SUV. It wasn't the driver, and he didn't happen to be part of a certain group.
They'll never stop making large vehicles, man. There's too many men out there who are insecure. They need those
yeah.
big vehicles. And
I dig. It's the little things
Oh
in life.
man.
yes.
Was that a Walton jab or a legitimate?
I don't know, but I'm letting it go, Fred.
I don't know.
Bring it up.
But after that, we're going to jump to Tommy's, another one of his beautiful quotes. Walton has a new cleaner, wax for cock.
No.
Cleaner wax for cocks.
Vinny,
Oh,
I
God.
showed that video to my sister and she laughed. It was awful. I hate Tommy.
What's awful? Tommy, he's giving you something special. Have you ever
Yes,
heard of the
he's trying
healing
to.
power of laughter?
I'm not laughing. You're laughing. Red's laughing. Everybody's laughing. I'm not
Jack's
laughing.
laughing. Come on.
Yeah, pretty much. Did you show that video to your son, Walton?
No. Why would I
Why
know?
I think you should.
No.
Yeah.
It's like abuse.
Let him see what Dad does for work.
Yeah. Come see what we're famous for, kid.
Holy crap, man! It's something else. I think we have Parrot Head in here as well. Did I see you?
Oh, we sure do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
the hell was he?
Just look for the emojis.
It's awful.
Oh wait, there he is. Perfect.
Yeah, let's just right up. Thanks, bro.
He's saying hi to Walton as well, in a fun-loving way. Holy crap! Yeah, you guys and girls are awesome. But like I said, man,
Z's and Zims.
there's been crazy stuff, and I've heard and seen plenty of insane stuff. The Todd's stories were amazing. He talked about ones when he used to work in the hospital. Holy shit! I think there's a reason why the guy's he goes to some very dark places, and some of the things he's seen and what he said and something he was responsible for. That I don't think I should repeat that story on there because it was very, very bad.
Did it involve drawing dicks?
No, it was no. When he worked in the
Don't say it,
hospital, something very horrible. Some with a drug addict that came in with a
$20 is $20.
Oh my God.
Obsessed.
If I told you what this, I can't do it on air. I'm not going there.
Is
But
it
it
the
was
Kill
bad.
Bill
Blow
thing?
that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Kill Bill
It
Volume
was-
1?
Huh?
The Kill Bill Volume 1?
Kill Bill Volume.
My name's Chuck, and I like to...
No. It had nothing to do with that. Something very horrible happened to an individual that came in, and he was a janitor in this hospital before he started working in toys. It was before he started working in comics rather. Holy shit. I want to say it, but I can't say it. I shouldn't say it. I'm going to go on the professional route. I'm not
You got
going
everybody
to
in
say it.
suspense now. You can't.
I'm sorry,
Can you
guys.
go
No.
around it? Can you go around it? Can you
Can I go
insinuate?
around
Can you,
this?
can we, hey, put it. Do me a favor. Do us a favor. Do it as the characters like in the Flintstones. Go ahead.
No, it's too difficult. I'll tell you off air, and then maybe
2 syllables.
If you hold on, Walton, if you could come up with a way for me to tell this story on air
Oh,
in a different way,
I'll do it. Oh yeah, so you tell me
Yeah,
the
'cause
story, and I will
You should
recreate
probably
it
ask
for
a creative writer to do that.
you. I'm a writer, Gaze.
what's
Oh,
up,
I'm the only
Froggy?
author on the panel.
Well, yeah, we'll yeah. It was bad. It was bad. It's something I think that would scar anybody for life. So I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
if it's a
why.
personal story, I would definitely not.
Yeah,
do that.
Yeah, you don't want to do
No,
that. But I will
I'm
help
going
you
to
to
refrain from that.
I will help you to retell something like it using characters that no one will understand.
We'll need time to pass, and then we'll just come up with.
We'll go through. All of us will work on it
Yeah.
together.
We'll
It'll
call
be
this
like
guy
a Todd
Fred.
story. It'll just come
Yeah,
out of
we'll-
the blue, and people will be like, "What the?"
Yeah, we'll call it Fred Backlund. That'll be his name.
Mm-hmm. We'll all tell different parts of it. That'll be great.
Pat Patterson? What?
Yeah, insane. But the one where his friend painting on porn actors, that was just hilarious. I'm like, okay, Todd. We have questions about these figures.
No, it's nice to know, but we're back over here in real world. What's...
Yeah. Oh no. Damn it! Again, I wish I could say, but it's. Anyway, how we doing, man? E-Tap is in the house, man. Dude, I got one spot left, so it's gonna be you fighting with I think Liam to get the spot. So sorry. My cheap ass hasn't gotten the full. I didn't.
He still ain't. We got him monetized. We threw Gary up in everybody's face, got him monetized. He couldn't even get the professional stream. Actually, I'm happy about that because that means Tommy can't come up here. So I'm good.
E-Tap,
keep it.
E-Tap. I might have a slot open for you. Walton looks like he's gonna have to go pretty soon. But I like having just me and 5 other people because it's like we could talk, we could communicate. When it's like 10 people and we're all kind of trying to chime in, it becomes just total chaos.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's
And
too
we
much.
actually don't have a sausage fest tonight, which is cool. You know?
Hey.
Quiet, fatty, fatty!
I'm sorry.
Hey, Chris.
Cracks himself up.
Chris, I got a question for you. Could you tell us what your thoughts are on The Last Jedi? I was hoping for the Lovitz one.
Okay. Yeah. It's definitely one of these.
It stinks.
Perfect. Oh my God, yeah. We just when Liam pops in, we'll talk a little bit more about this other topic that I wanted to cover. But Yeah, we'll stick with toys for a minute and a little bit more with Todd because it's always fun. But I'll tell you one thing though. He's been very cool with fans. Because while I was working there, it was kind of a different situation. But when he actually goes to conventions and stuff, he is very respectful towards fans. He meets and greets them, like if he's about to do a presentation or something on stage, or So I'll definitely give it to him on that. Like again, and I ran into him a few times after working for him, and he was really cool. Do you remember me? He asked how everything was going. But I know the moment when people left there, it was a different story. And what he used to say behind the scenes was a very different situation altogether. So it's always, taking it with a grain of salt. And I understand how people are. But again, just remember, don't put anyone on a pedestal. Everyone, they're equals with you. If someone thinks that they're better than you, they're not. Just remember that. Unless, if you're smoking crack somewhere and talking to hookers about Ukrainian situations. Well, we're all better than that, aren't we?
Leave Pill Rider out of this.
Oh,
We love Pill Rider. Damn it! Is he in the chat? I don't know if I.
Yeah, he's not. I don't even think he's in the chat to hear that.
Oh man, he's probably stalking Chris with the red dress. Here he is. What's up, Liam? Is he in the chat?
Yeah. Hey, how you guys doing? How you guys
Pretty
doing?
good, my friend. Probably stalking Chris with the red dress.
Yeah, I've been watching the stream. I've been watching the stream.
What's up? Okay, I think you need to turn off your YouTube or something.
Yeah, there we go. We're done. I was like 3 seconds behind. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
good.
You. Crack is
yeah.
That's right.
Yuka, I'm disappointed. I've been watching the stream. You haven't been funny enough, Yuka. You haven't.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm listening to the guys.
Well, I mean that's not how you do YouTube. You're doing YouTube wrong, Yuka. I don't know what you.
Well, cut her some slack.
I'm sorry if I'm doing my job, Liam.
Are you doing your job right now? Are you drawing as we speak?
Yes, Liam.
No, okay, all right.
Liam,
Yes, your Royal Highness that I will soon dethrone. Anyway.
Yuka, why haven't you sung for everyone, Yuka?
Because I don't sing at this hour.
Well, this is that's so now you're denying the wonderful people in the chat, all 20 wonderful people in the chat of the beauty of your melodious voice. It's because the time doesn't suit you. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not a good time for you. Is that right?
Frankie's in the chat as well. He said, the chill stream.
Frankie, can you believe this woman? Can you believe this woman, Frankie?
Doubtful.
I mean,
hey, listen. It was in her defense. It was a little hard for her to jump in. We were talking about Todd, talking about one of his good friends who paints cocks for a living.
And listen, Liam, why don't you pick on someone your own size? We actually have someone your own size here, Stephen Walton.
That's right.
Implying that I'm taller than Liam.
I just assumed.
So I heard you guys were bullying Todd McFarlane, and that's pretty mean.
What are you talking about?
I heard you guys. Well, I was watching this. You're bullying Todd McFarlane. It was pretty horrible.
Listen, when you're worth millions and billions of dollars, you can take the abuse. It's all right. His baseballs. You guys want to know about the baseballs? That was hilarious. So
yeah, sure.
he got the baseballs. He won them in an auction. The ones that broke the records, right? McGuire and all that back in the day. I think since then other people take steroids and beat that record. But at the time he had his balls, and he was very, very enamored with his balls. And this is the funny thing. This is one of the reasons why he jumped into the baseball stuff, making those figures. He took them on tour, and he made a killing. So at the end of the tour, you'd have the figures that you could buy your Derek Jeters, all these people, whatever. And he made so much money. But the thing that was really scummy, they weren't selling them at normal prices. They did the price gouging, like, what the scalpers do on eBay. Like certain baseball players, if they had a hot season, those figures would be going like for $60 to $100. I don't know. That's a dirty tactic to me. But the guys who are actually responsible for taking these figures and going all around the country and all that, they used to be in charge of the baseballs as well, the record-breaking ones. And let's just say they did some very horrible things to those balls. Because to them, it was very amusing. We're talking about they took their junk and they rubbed it on those balls. Something that Walton would probably, Walton was like, "What?"
I just don't think you understand the bigger picture, Vinnie Tartamella. I just don't think you understand the bigger picture. Now, if we wanted to clone some sort of super athlete from these balls in the distant future, Now we have professional, professional marketer and comic book DNA thrown in there.
Mhm.
So we're creating the modern Renaissance, man. I think
so.
that this is, yeah, you're just not seeing the bigger picture. Having their nuts all over those pieces of American history is a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'd say, and those guys were funny as hell too. The ones that were in charge. It was two of them, and they were like, they put them in like shitty little motels. They had a rough go of it, so that's why they had fun with what they were going to do. But yeah, God bless them. I don't know if Ty was ever aware of what happened. I don't know if he was like, those were his prized possessions, and he was like, nuzzling them when he got to have them in his hands again. I don't know, but I kind of hope.
Well,
that
I do, and I do, and I'm sure he did. So,
so that's yes.
I'm
to all
still
of that.
hung up on him being enamored with balls.
mhm.
Well, for those who didn't know, he was actually his thing is he wanted to be a baseball player, and he injured himself so badly that he couldn't play professional ball. And that was part of the other deal with that. He would dress up in his own baseball gear, and he would go to batting practice before the game started. Like someone like an eccentric, millionaire who just, I got money now, I can do whatever I want. That's what he did. He would go there.
Is that like? Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was like, is that like when he would like go to formal debates without any clothes on? Is that like that also?
Yeah.
That also,
He's always been wacky. Yeah. There was a debate that he had done with Peter David, and he showed up there in just like swimming trunks and a towel, and people were like, What are you doing?" Like he just had this weird debate with Peter David.
Yeah, it's
Which
like I'm a
Peter David won
millionaire.
anyway. Yeah.
Nah.
You think I care? I'm gonna go swimming after this. Okay, I'm in the wrong. Okay, goodbye.
Aren't you supposed to hit the billionaire level before you get that wacky?
One would think, but he's also Canadian, so.
Oh, okay,
tell me
yeah.
about
He only has to have $10.
We're back to cleaning things here. Look what Walton did. Unbelievable.
Well, I didn't do anything.
You always do something. We know this.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Hi, Liam. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How
I
you
don't know.
doing, man?
I was doing okay. I was texting Lethal, and then all of a sudden, you guys are talking about balls, and I just lost track. What the hell happened?
Well,
Well,
I don't know.
the life of a comic book pro is a wild adventure of ups and downs and shirtless debates, like international fights, like rock stars. Got and we went on a wild ride. We got into baseball. You get baseball balls as part of it.
Baseball.
Dig it. I
figures,
totally understand now.
Crazy billionaires. But hey, let's hit one of our topics tonight. Voltron. Does anyone remember Voltron?
Voltron.
Go Lion.
Yeah, man. Not what Netflix did. Yeah, we're talking the original. They're doing a live action. They're doing a live action movie on Voltron, and there's a bidding war between a couple different places. I think it was. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. I believe it was Universal, Warner Brothers, Amazon. They're all fighting for it because they all want it. It's funny though. Netflix did not jump into the arena with this one, unless they're sitting back and they're waiting, and then they're going to throw.
Well, they did that. They did their Netflix run, and the very last scene in the Netflix run was homosexual marriage and a gay kiss. So
surprise!
Again, it's grabbing existing characters that have been around for decades and doing something completely opposite.
Reinvented them. So these guys got in trouble. We can talk about Netflix Voltron for days, but let's talk about this first. What I want to know from the chat though, before we go on, is start yelling your favorite line out in the chat, everyone. Just start yelling your favorite line, and let's continue.
I'm sure it'll end up being the black one. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. This thing was great. Yeah, they were these pilots that controlled these giant robot
Megazords.
lions, and they form together and they become this defender of the universe, basically this ultimate kick-ass character. And this cartoon was awesome. And yeah, they finally want to do a live action of it. So the original was really good. You had some amazing voice talent involved as well. Michael Bell was one of the lead characters in this, and he's from so many different cartoons throughout the 80s. He played Duke. He
Mhm.
did the Transformers
Nice.
stuff. He did video game stuff like, one of my favorite series, Legacy of Kain and Soul Reaver. Just amazing voice
Oh
talent.
yeah,
Great dude.
that's been a wild ride. Vinny's been introducing me to that over the last week or so. Wow, the writing on that.
Yeah,
Something
man.
else.
Yeah,
The,
that's good stuff.
the writing of
I've
Legacy
been
of Kain.
introducing Beanie to Berserk.
Yeah, I want to watch those. Yeah, she just sent it to me before as well. We talked about it earlier in the week, and yeah, I know what it was, but I never seen it, never read it, and yeah, I'm looking to kind of dive into that.
Yuka, we're talking about giant transforming magical lion robots.
We're
and
talking about
coming with Berserk.
introducing stuff.
We're talking about giant magical transformation robots, and you derail the conversation. Typical woman. Are you even following what
damn.
we're talking about? Are you even following what we're talking about, Yuka? You come in
Ma'am,
and you
don't
derail
pay
the conversation.
attention to the kind of giant.
We're talking about
robot
giant
stuff.
robots.
I don't
and,
like giant robots. That's why I said pretty.
I like giant
working.
robots. I like giant robots. You better sit pretty and work.
Oh,
Good luck.
damn.
Damn,
Well,
Liam.
Go said all mechs look the same. How do you feel about that?
Ow! Ow!
All
Oh,
what
God,
look the
I'm-
same?
I'm triggered here.
Who said that?
Samba Go.
Oh shit! There
941.
it is.
Holy
Oh my god!
shit.
So it's true.
What a-
Samba Gogo said it, so
He's
it's
betraying
true.
me.
Damn it! What are we gonna do about this? Tommy,
They
I
don't
did.
all look the same. They're just all really big giant robots.
Cool, man. Yeah. Real quick too. Tommy, if you do want to pop in, Walton said he will jump out because you want to talk about Voltron. You're more than welcome. But
Yeah, absolutely. Tommy loves this. He knows all about it, so he'd have a lot more to add. Let him come on up.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I'll remove Walton right now. So yeah, Tommy.
Good catching up, Walton.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you had to put up with Yuka. I'm sorry, man. It's
And I'm
okay.
sorry that you have to put up with my boss's ridiculousness.
Exactly.
I'm not ridiculous. I'm not redunculous. I'm super serial.
He's
Trouble
always
in
super serious.
paradise.
Listen, we know what really happens because in the studio hangouts, basically Yuka goes, "Listen here, Orange Tyrant," and she slaps him around. So he goes
Hey,
next. He
Don't
quivers.
destroy my facade. I need my facade.
Sorry, I was gonna say he quivers in a corner, and then he goes, "When I get on stream, I'm gonna be the tyrant again." And she's like, "Right, shut up, bitch." And then she puts him in his place. Listen, this is how it happens. So stories, remember that, stories. The narrative is crazy here, but hold on, we got another one from Tommy, $5. The original was called a Beast King Go. Dude, brother, hop in, man. I drop you the link. I want to hear what you have to say about this. Because
So, I'll fill in while we wait for him. So okay, they went over when the I can't drop names because I'm terrible with names, but I know all the lore. So they went over when they were looking to sort of bring Japanese shows back then. It was called Jap Animation over to the West. It's not racist. The and so he went over to Toei and he said like, "Yo, I want the one about the giant lion robots. That was awesome." And they said, yeah, sure. And then they sent him this. But this Voltron, like Beast Go Lion, was not the series that he had originally seen because Japan had like 3 different series about giant, huge mecha robot lions. But they took this, they cut it to pieces, they rewrote it. It was originally a lot more violent, a lot more blood. But yeah, welcome, Tommy.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
Tommy,
going on?
How
what's
we doing,
on, y'all? Oh, doing good. Yeah, what they brought over to the English territories was the Beast King Go Lion version. They redubbed it and they edited it down to bring it for English audiences. And they did the same thing when they did the vehicle Voltron Force as well. Because that was another one. It was like Die Ruger. What was it? Die Ruger 14.
14, yeah, I think.
Yeah. And it was the same thing that they already had those lines out there. That's why you've seen a lot of these toys. Originally, they were being released through Shogun.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing versions of these.
Yeah, and the guy that wrote it was a former comic book writer. You know, it was one of the things he'd done. He couldn't speak a lick of Japanese, and he just sort of sat there and watched each episode, and then from the footage that they had, re-spliced it together into a new story, and rewrote the entire thing beginning to end. And then when he did Vehicle Voltron, you know, he had it that they were cousins to, like, one of them was cousins to, was it Pidge? And they exchanged letters back and forth, you know, and that was how the continuity was carried forward. But
real quick, I want to say hi to Godzillionaire because this was the best. Yeah, and Tommy, he'll form the head of Voltron Guinea.
That's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We can weak out
Right.
and we can form the weaking sword. It'd be
Yeah.
beautiful.
Beautiful
I just
stuff.
gotta
Would
say
that be
I just gotta say that Godzillionaire is probably the coolest YouTube nick that I've seen. Like that's a killer nickname, man. Like that's great.
It's great. Well,
You
that
seen
and Brutal Morning Wood,
Morningwood.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah, Brutal Morningwood is also.
right? Red knows what we're talking about there.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
What
yeah,
man
it is
doesn't?
awesome. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, what man doesn't know about Brutal Morningwood?
From like age 13 onward.
Yeah, it is gingerific. What's up, brother? Scotsman in the house. Awesome,
So
dude.
yeah,
He was-
Scotsman. I know you missed it, dude, but I was showing off your Keonings just last night. I retweeted them to a few different people, a few other Aussies sort of saw your work. They were really impressed by that. So if you guys haven't seen
yeah.
it, Spartan Scotsman over on Twitter, he did some pit inking on some Rob Willis art, and it's amazing.
yeah,
People don't really know. Yeah, people don't really know, but I brought Scotsman on as a colorist for Xenotype, and that's sort of how he got sort of more known in the indies. But the guy's worked on a lot of stuff. He's worked on Young Justice, and he's actually a Teen Titans, I think, actually. Maybe it was Young Justice. Can't remember.
Was it
been
Teen
too
Titans?
long.
I think it was Teen Titans.
Yeah, I think it was Teen Titans. But he's an inker. He's actually an inker by trade. So, like, you don't see much of his inks, but that's where he really shines. So,
Yeah, man. He's a super talent and one hell of
Yeah.
a great guy. And man, the knowledge he
Mhm.
has is amazing. He's
Yeah.
one of our good friends. You guys have seen him in the chat. He's been on
Yeah.
here a bunch of times. We'll have him back on again soon as well. But yeah, tonight
invaluable,
we
invaluable to the Conquest team. Invaluable
Oh,
to the Conquest team. Couldn't do what we
absolutely.
do without him. Like,
Yeah.
real
proud to
awesome
call,
dude.
super proud to call him a friend. Scotsman, you rock,
Mhm.
brother. And yeah, his new project is going to be absolutely amazing. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, we have great people here in our community, in our circles. And yeah, it's about getting the work done. It's about having fun, making fun of the corporate nonsense, the things that they've been ruining, but then talking about the stuff we actually do like, things we've appreciated, and we want to continue fun stuff like that. So that's what it's about. It's not just about, what a lot of other YouTubers do. They whine and cry and bitch, and then they jump off. No. We're going to cover a bunch of stuff that, whenever we're talking and having a good time, because we're all creators here. We're all people who collect things or enjoy these cartoons and movies and video games. So yeah, let's have discussions about that stuff. Let's inspire more people again, because that's what we should be doing. It's a good thing.
So we're going to get a Voltron movie if people can decide who's going to be bringing it to market. That's the story, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they have a writer already, a writer director, and I really do hope that they're going to do a good job with this thing, because it's something I know fans are going to be very diehard about, and if they screw it up, there's going to be some trouble.
Unless
So
it comes from
here's
Japan, I don't want to see it.
Well,
What was that?
here's my question. Considering a lot of these toys that came out before, originally you had Bandai doing a lot of the Go line sets,
Mhm.
and then they wound up marketing off to the Mattel in the States, and Mattel started having a run of them as well. Are we going to see more of these like retro type ones being released too?
well,
I
I don't
so.
know if you guys have seen it, but I actually have an awesome Voltron that was released by Playmates. Actually, I think it's the best Voltron toy that's ever been made. I say that with pretty high confidence. It's huge.
Mhm.
It has a whole bunch of voice functions. It can recognize each of the different lines going in. It's got all of the original voice acting from the original English cartoon in it. It's really awesome. I'm in the house, or I'd show it on stream right now. And you know what? I've got another one I can give away, fresh, new in box. Maybe I'll do something with that.
Oh, no shit.
But yeah, no shit. So I got a few actually, and I've also got some giant Tyrannosaurus from Jurassic Park that are still like the ones that I have on set that are still in box.
Very cool.
But anyway, but yeah, so they released those by Playmates, the guys that do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you guys didn't know, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe. I don't know. It's hard for me to keep track of time, and that's amazing. But before that, Maddie released a series of lines that were slightly bigger, but they were notoriously junky. We had the Netflix Voltron series. We had a bunch of toys from that come into stores, and they were really shelf warmers. Like, at least here in Australia. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I worry that Voltron might have, wore out its usefulness. You know,
Well, I know. You know
And
what,
unless it
Liam? I
comes
don't
from
know.
Japan, I'm not interested.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if you guys remember this. This was sometime around early 2000s that they released like an indie type game for Voltron, and it was
Okay.
the lines that you could pick a line and you could play with like 4 other friends, and you could play and then 4 Voltron at the end to fight a row beast or whatever. And that game did very well for itself, even considering it was just an indie game.
That's
Okay.
awesome. I've never heard of it, and it sounds.
Oh
cool.
no, it was an amazing game. I had it on my Xbox 360. I got it through the store when they were doing a lot of the independent video game releases. And yeah, that game was fantastic. Had snippets from the original cartoon and everything. Such a good game. And there was a lot of interest when that came out. And you're talking about like this one for Netflix. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Like it came and went. They did a second season. Nobody cared. It's sitting there.
It got up to 5 seasons, and around season 3, they decided to go full woke, and they actually got in trouble. The Netflix series actually got a little bit in trouble with Harmony Gold. You know, Harmony Gold, as it did, came out, you know, Liam style with massive litigation, because what they'd done was they had included Roy Fokker, and you can see this to this day right now if you didn't know. Go and have a look at the first few episodes of Voltron on Netflix. Look at the canteen scene, look at the background, and you will see Roy Fokker from Macross, right, from Robotech. He's just sitting in the fucking room in there talking to some folks. And they ultimately wanted to have him hook up with Sven and gay marry Sven.
Oh,
that
God.
was sort of and Harmony Gold said, "I say thee nay, bitch," and struck that down. So instead, they just had him. They just had him in the end of season 5, gay marry a random person of color that we'd never really seen throughout the series, and it came out of nowhere. Like it was like,
of course it did, because that was them saying "f you" to the people who, you know, there was like you said, the license holders, because that's what a lot of these people in these industries do now. They're very spiteful, nasty, horrible, you know, douches. Like we talk about it all the time, but it's true, you know. And it's something that they can't help themselves. It's the ones that you see all the time, just stirring shit on Twitter and things of that nature. It's just kind of really vile, disgusting people, and it sucks that they're involved in these things. But you know, again, and it ruins it for everybody else, because you know, we've had these conversations about cartoons as well, and what's happened kind of, you know, in the last few years, and things like the Steven Universe and all that other stuff. You know, that again, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, like, they don't want to even
it's a hive.
It's Marxism. It is co-opted.
Yeah, it's gross. And
it's worse. When you dig into it, like, I won't bring us off topic. When you dig into it, that is a fucking whole nest of fucking vipers. If you just want to bring this up real quick, Vinny, you know, so this is the last thing that you actually see before the credits roll in Voltron. Now, the thing that really I'm not a horrible bigot, despite popular opinion. I don't care. Love is love, whatever, you know. But this had nothing to do with the story that they were telling. This served no purpose. I don't even know the name of this man. Right?
Hold that thought. This is more disturbing. They killed the Black Lion. That pisses me off more than what we're seeing right now on the screen. These people are they're awful. They're awful.
Well, it's deconstructionism. It's all the same.
It really
it's all the same.
Well, not only that, but it's racist. Why'd they have to kill the black one?
well, that's the other thing, is like the reason why I'm not interested in this, because it's not coming from like Japan or something, is that the Netflix series was just a precursor. Like we are seeing, like they've already shown us what they're going to do with this property. They're not going to be adhering to the original like 1980s cartoon. They're not even going to adhere to the anime from Japan. You know, Go Lion or whatever. They're going to basically turn it into gay whatever propaganda. Like Pidge is going to be a power bottom, and Hunk is going to be his dominant bear, like top pounder or whatever.
Well, Pidge in the Netflix series, Pidge was a girl.
Oh,
pretending
God.
To be a boy.
Yeah, so, they came right out with that early on. I mean, that's why one of the reasons I started tuning out, because they just let in with that so hard.
Yeah, and you know, Pidge is a funny character. Like if you go back and you watch the original,
he was a nerd.
Series, he was actually a genetically cloned super soldier who hadn't grown to maturity yet, which is why he can leap like 20 to 30 feet over a castle wall from a single bound, and was a complete psycho. He was a complete psycho that shot people. He was a loon. Like if you watch the original series, Pidge, like we remember Pidge. Oh yeah, he was a cute little guy that had the quirky voice. Like, yeah, but in the actual show, Pidge is like a clone super soldier or genetically altered super soldier killer boy that never grew to maturity. He's like,
hold on a
he's
second.
like single-handedly takes on like the villains, like and kills.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he went psycho. He went psycho in a bunch of episodes. I remember that. Could we find the original that had blood and stuff in it or not?
Oh yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, Go Lion. This is the fun thing about, well, not the fun thing. This is the interesting lore about Go Lion. So, when the series was brought over here, we rewrote it. We put Peter Cullen in the introduction, and it became a huge sensation. Voltron was fucking massive, right? Yep. Over in the same as with Genesis Climber Mossopedia. Over in Japan, this is a dead brand. No one gives the slightest fuck about Go Lion, right? Go Lion is just. It's something that just happened in the 80s and people don't care about.
Well, it was the same thing with the Transformers, Liam. And when they had when it was just Diaclone and it was microchange, it wasn't that there wasn't no interest in it, but the interest was dying out and it was dying out quickly. And once Hasbro swooped in and did that deal with them and rebranded both lines under the Transformers, then it was gangbusters. And then they actually wound up selling that idea back to Japan. And they branded everything Transformers, and it kicked off a whole new wave of interest in the brand again.
Which is awesome. Which is awesome. I like when that happens. Like a lot of people are like, what Carl Malik did was blasphemy and all this. Is like, you know, a lot of Westerners have done stuff, and you know who saved Diaclone? You know, fucking who? It was comic book creators from the West. Guy that worked at Marvel came up with all those bios on the back of those figures. Really
Bob
built them out. Yep. You know.
And Jim Shooter with the base of it gave it to that dude.
Well, Jim Shooter had the original idea. Plus, from what I understand, he wrote the name of Optimus Prime and possibly Prowl as well.
Yeah, and wasn't he responsible also for Cybertron itself?
Well, yeah, the whole backstory for Cybertron and everything, that was Jim Shooter, and that pretty much that original intro and storyline has pretty much remained unchanged to this day.
Yeah, let me jump in this real quick because Nuke, he nailed it for sure. Yeah, and by the way, great avatar. That is, you need to put gasoline prices right above them as well.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
we're talking about giant robots, and Yuka's just crying in the corner during pictures. You know, like she's, disappointing.
We'll get back to Todd later because I know she was enjoying that. That's it. They just want a name. They want a name brand because it's that established brand that they can milk and without doing much work to build it up. That's exactly what it is. It's seriously that's what they keep going backwards. What's the nostalgia thing we could pull up right now and make money off?
It's more insidious though. It's more insidious than that. It's find a known brand that already has an installed fan base and then demoralize them by pushing their propaganda over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you realize that this is what I've been talking about when I've been saying flash in the pan marketing is killing Western entertainment. Like this started out like, again, I guess we go back to Todd of all people. I mean, I don't mean to be a dick, but like Todd came in, became a superstar artist. Everyone wanted to be Todd McFarlane. Like that was sort of the gold standard. I mean, comic covers changed, and the way that stories were told. Now, ironically, people took away the wrong lesson from this. You look at Spawn; it's one of the few indie series that really maintained an ongoing story. It's like up to 300 issues or so. But like everyone else was like, oh, we gotta reboot. We gotta get as much punch and flash as we can, and then we just gotta do it again. We gotta do it again, and it completely tanked everything. And now they're sort of bleeding that over into we had a taste of the cinematic universe with Marvel Comics, and we said, well, oh yeah, people want stories that are connected to things that they know. Like, let's face it, everyone grew up watching that X-Men 90s cartoon. The 2000 X-Men films came out. They were like, hey, we're going to connect them to a few different films. People went, finally, this is what we've been waiting for. Mature adult versions of the stories from when we were kids. Right. And then they built a big cinematic universe following that up with Marvel. And it was like, yep, this is great. And then people thought, oh, fuck, it's pretty hard to I don't really want to watch Shang-Chi, man. I don't want to know what happened in that. I don't want to make that relevant to anything else.
But hold on.
So I'm just gonna burn this down and start again with something else. And that's what they do. Like everything now is just gonna be flash in the pan.
Right.
Boom, boom,
because
boom.
it's a Rolodex. It's a Rolodex of old shit that they could do this with. And you're 100% right. And going back for a second too with the cartoons, because it's stuff that people wanted. The 90s cartoon for X-Men, it worked. Why? Because they were actually taking the Chris Claremont stories and doing their best jobs at recreating it, you know, in that animated, you know, 22-minute episodes or whatever they were doing.
And also Wolverine was voiced by an Australian, which automatically makes him like 100% better.
His
Tornado Claw, Berserker
right?
Barrage.
I love that they put it into the Capcom video games. That shit was amazing. I love
Capcom just home runs everything they do. Well, at least.
Hell yeah, those fighting is so much
they used to.
Yeah.
They used, it's kind of a different situation now. But again, another cartoon series where the writing was so tight on it, was so good, was Batman the Animated Series. There's a reason why everyone still goes back and we watch it, because those stories
and
had
that was
heart
and
they were more,
and it was
they made you think. Go ahead.
And it was by people who'd mastered the craft. I mean, Paul Dini. I mean, these guys cut their teeth on Masters of the Universe. You follow the history of these guys as they come up. Like the comic book creators were once upon a time, you know, the salvation of the creative vision. They were the breath of fresh air in the sort of entertainment medium. They could come into anything and punch it up and make it cooler, better, and more awesome. And it was about the product, you know. It was about these best stories that you could get with these characters, because they were fans of these characters. They were fans of these properties, or they wanted to create things that were inspired by Frazetta, good-rooted, sound foundation like Conan and stuff, you know. That's what they wanted to do. But now everyone just wants to chase Hollywood fame. Everyone wants flash in the pan marketing. They want to come in, they say, hey, Voltron, right? Fucking Voltron. We can make millions of dollars on Voltron. It doesn't even need to be good. It's just because we're going to just take advantage of all these nostalgic idiots, play on their heartstrings, and then we're going to beat them over their heads with our ideas.
Pull the rug out from under them.
And then we're going to run up with the cash. Yeah, definitely. But that's
they've
I'd say
overrun it.
They have, and man, people say that's a good thing, right? They go, "Oh, it's good." I'm like, no, it's not. It's really, really bad, because when people lose interest, like if this whole thing goes the way of the Western, we're fucked, and that's what directors are already saying. That this modern superhero genre, this modern pop culture zeitgeist of super action is gonna fucking go the way of the Western.
Name one property that hasn't been destroyed.
Well, that's what they do to these franchises when they beat them into the ground. I mean, you look what Tonka did with GoBots. Okay, now GoBots came out originally, and they were a hit because they beat Transformers to the toy shelves. Granted, they were late coming out with their comics and with freaking a cartoon, because they didn't come out with it till the same time that Sunbow came up with the Transformers one. But for a while there, they were doing well until they started beating the franchise to death because they didn't have any new ideas. And then they came up with that god-awful Rock Lords. They beat that franchise so far into the ground that it is not salvageable at this point. Plus the fact that Hasbro wound up buying out the name so they could never come back. But there was no hope for that franchise to ever come back again. Why? Because of shitty writing and shitty people behind it.
Well, that's it.
You guys know what?
So Rough Girl TV says that Gargoyles was a great cartoon. That was produced by a very talented man called Greg Wiseman. I won't sort of go into any sort of connection I have with him, but I will say that very, very, very talented, very creative man, and good dude. And he worked on the spectacular Spider-Man animated series. So if you're wondering, and that's probably the best animated Spider-Man series we've had in a lot of years. Not my favorite. It was still a little bit. There's still little things in it that were like, oh, it's a bit too modern for me. But go check that out if you liked Gargoyles. You'll find that Greg is an incredibly talented man, and the whole story around Gargoyles was really fascinating. If you're a fan of Gargoyles and Wiseman's work and stuff, Rough Girl, go check out Wonder Island. Back it. Just give me a shot. Trust me.
But there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good flavors of Gargoyles in Wonder Island. There seriously are. Things that
so sorry about
they're
that,
working
guys.
on with the creating. No. It's true. It's 100%. Like I said, we'll show it tonight as well. You know, because like I said,
Yeah.
we have the artist, we have the writer, you know, two amazing creators, but we will go over it. But real quick too, Frankie, what Frankie knows says, yeah, you could take the Paul Dini cartoon story and expand it to a full-length live-action feature film. You absolutely could. Paul Dini knows those characters, and that's what you want. He helped write the original Arkham game and Arkham City. They, for some reason, left them out of Arkham Knight. I don't know why. He doesn't understand it either. But yeah, and you could tell the difference from, you know, having Paul Dini there and not having him there. There's people
This
who
man
care
has
about
this
what
is
they're
a man.
working on.
Yeah, this is a man with vision. This is a man with vision that understands what he does. He's a master of the craft. Like a lot of these people that are going to sort of throw their weight around and say, I'm a pro. It's like, well, yeah, but you're not a master of the craft. You're someone who sat at a fucking table and drew commissions for people for 20 years. Like there are writers out here that have learned this from the ground up, that have been mentored in, that have come up, that have made huge impacts on stuff like everything from Masters of the Universe to Superman, right? Like on a global scale. And these are the guys that really should, at this point in their career, at the time that they are, be in charge of editorial and making creative decisions, but they're not. And I say unto everyone, if you don't like the flash in the pan marketing, you need to start holding big companies to account, saying, why isn't Paul Dini editor-in-chief? Why aren't these guys that have proven for 40 years to be able to produce consistently
Time
good
and time
material
again.
in these jobs? Why are you putting egotistical superstar diva artists in the position of editorial? Get rid of it. Put the people
And
in the
diva
helping
writers. There's a lot of scumbag people who were involved in the destruction of a lot of great stuff that they had there. Because we're talking about even that stuff with DC. They had good books until they let Bendis take over all that stuff, you know. And the people who were involved in bringing Bendis in, they're not there anymore. They got shit canned. You know, there's reasons why these things kind of go down that path. And it's really sad, especially, all right, you have the multiverse that you want to play with, and DC loves that crap. If they wanted him to do a Superman book, why didn't they just give him one of those instead? Why did it have to affect what was going on? Because if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have gotten a lot of the strange shit that ended up happening afterwards. Because, again, what was it? The Super Sons was a fun book. You know, a ton of people were picking that
Super
up.
Sons, I would say, and it was an atrocity what happened with Super Sons. So Super Sons comes along. It's a ballpark hit with everyone. You know, Todd's running over to get it. This is the home run ball of DC, right? It's and it was great. You know, it was absolutely phenomenal. And then they thought, okay, we're going to take these characters that are out of these classic sort of retro DC style stories, but with a sort of family, almost Pixar style family element to it. And we're going to take them out of this scenario, and we're going to now accelerate them into teenagers and age them up. And I'm like, are you mad? This is at the peak of the popularity of the series, right? And people are following it, and it's like you fundamentally change the characters. Give us another like 5 to 10 years of John and Damian just on adventures, and Bruce and Clark sort of guiding them as parental father figures. That's enough. But instead, they changed it all up. They shit the bed, they fucked it around, and then their sales went down. DC decided, oh yeah, we're actually going to age John up further. We're going to say that, oh man, the atrocity. We got to get back to Voltron, but I'm spurging here, guys.
No. Because everything you're saying,
they took the League of Superheroes, right? This is what I got to get into. The League of Superheroes, guys. I don't know if you know this, right? The Legion of Superheroes, not the League. The Legion of
The
Superheroes.
Justice League.
No, the Legion of Superheroes from the future, right? Like, major part of Superman's history for the longest time. These are the guys from the future. You got Matter-Eating Lad, you know, like Ball Boy, a whole bunch of other stuff. I know Goofy Heroes, Arm Fall Off Guy, Arm Fall Off Boy, all the greatest heroes that DC's ever known. And, but it was a big part of the thing that they had learned of a great prophecy of the future of Superman, that he had saved the universe and built the Justice League, and he was the guy, he was the man, right? So they went back in time and they got him as a young boy, a Superboy, you know, teen. And they brought him to the future, and that's where Superman learned all of his powers and abilities and became super awesome. And then they drop him back in time right before he goes off to Metropolis, and that's why when Superman shows up to Metropolis, he's super awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're gonna retcon the icon of DC. We're gonna just fucking piss in the face of 60 years of fucking Superman history, and we're gonna say, actually, the Legion of Superheroes got it wrong, guys. You know, the Superman that was from the prophecy, the great guy that like brought peace to the universe, that helped the Justice League, the guy that we went back to get. Turns out that was actually Superman's son. It was never Clark. It was never Clark. The greatest Superman of all time was really his gay son. And I was just
Well,
like,
it's all intentional.
and I just stared at it, and I just thought, I just closed the file and sat there staring at the black computer screen for a minute and thought, like, who?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
And Spike 220, he said it too. Peter Tomasi, he told Metacon, he goes, what bullshit that was. At DC allowed Bendis to do that with Jonathan Kent and the Superhero.
I don't think they allowed him to. They told him to.
No. They allowed him to.
They allowed.
What's his name? What's his name? Dan Didio. Dan Didio fucking Didio. He fucking said it. He said, "Oh yeah, no, we're having Bendis in there. I'm gonna let Bendis do whatever he wants." That's what happened. So then it went off. And then it really went off to shit fucking rails.
What I've seen in other creative industries, I can't speak for comics, but I've seen where, you know, it's like in movie directors or whatever. You notice how in all these big blockbuster like Marvel movies or whatever, they have like these really inexperienced like one or two films. Either they directed like Nike commercials or they did like one independent film, and suddenly they're directing like Shang-Chi or whatever. The reason why they do that is so that they can be a puppet for corporate, for the message, for pushing. You know, maybe Bendis was so brainwashed that as a useful idiot, they just kind of shook him up and let him go, and they knew he was going to push his garbage. But a lot of times you'll see that it's 100% corporate meddling, and they just use these inexperienced people as the scapegoats.
Well, look, Bendis had just come off. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, coming from Marvel, I know one thing. It was definitely to be spiteful towards the guys over at Marvel. You know, Joe in particular as well. That's one thing that they wanted to do because they wanted to have Bendis for a while. But that was one of the reasons. But yeah, go ahead, Liam.
No, I'm just saying he'd just come off a hugely successful run with what he'd done, and he was known as a world builder, as a company builder, as a legend. You know, that's sort of how he was perceived.
But his
that's
strength,
the reputation that had been cultivated.
The strength was street level characters with him. That's where his strength was.
Yeah,
not in Superman.
And of course,
kind of heroes.
Yeah, and this guy was a workhorse. This is the other thing that no one really talks about either. Like, the guy was a workhorse. He was one of the guys that actually... We come from a time where a lot of people a lot of artists are struggling with monthly, or they're just not into it. You know, they're not doing it. They're just doing it for a check. They're behind. They got to have... There's a bunch of people... There's a bunch of people out here in the Indies that had to have their books finished by other people. Wouldn't it be... No, isn't that interesting? But that might be the real reason that they lost their jobs. So the
interesting isn't the word I would use, but
so you know, but Bendis, for all the things that he's done wrong, like he's talented at what he does, and the guy gets the job done. And he had been getting it done for a really long time. He'd been consistent. He'd had a consistent profit, and they wanted to sort of do the whole, we snatched him away from Marvel. This is a big win for DC because from a PR point of view, right, at the time, DC was looking like it was getting like turkey slapped by Marvel Comics because of the success of the cinematic universe. So they tried to snatch one of their biggest talents and just sort of puff their chest out and go, hey, we're DC Comics, motherfucker. And that's fair enough. But that's what it was all about. It wasn't about Bendis has this amazing vision for Superman it never
is. Because that's the argument. Superman was doing great. Clark and Lois, I was picking up those books, and I never really wanted like those Superman books. I never really thought they could do the character right, but I was enjoying those. You had Lee Weeks was doing the artwork. I think it was Tomasi who was writing it, and Paul, what's his face? But they were doing an amazing job with it. And then, it all just out the window. But again, Spike 220, Bendis, he had too much power coming in after a decade of being Marvel's mastermind. He had editorial power at Marvel without being an actual editor, and that's 100% true as well. I've seen and heard it myself, the stuff that was going on there. That's why Dan wanted Bendis over here, and they kept throwing money at him. Eventually, they made it happen, and it was again, they have their reasons, and we know one was nefarious, and the other one was also to kind of slap them in the face over there. They weren't thinking about the characters, they weren't thinking about the fans and what they wanted, and that's why they keep having to do these fucking soft reboots on DC. Well, in the past 10 years, they did two different reboots, soft reboots for everything, New 52 and Rebirth. It's like, are you for real? Because they keep fucking up their own characters. They don't know how to tell these stories properly. They don't know how to handle these characters. There was that argument too of why don't they take the lesser known characters and start to build them up? Well, when they grab those lesser known characters, they really don't know what to do with them. So then they just slap one of the labels on it. Let's make them LGBTQXYZ. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then they don't know how to push them. They don't know how to tell a story because they're not approaching it from the character's point of view and how they need growth and what's going to be the obstacle for the character.
I've got this really lame analogy I always do. I'll keep it real short. It's like, look, once upon a time, comic book creators used to be about growing a branch off the great tree that was the legacy of that hero. You wanted to go like, hey, I grew up reading Fantastic Four, and I noticed that right before Galactus eats a planet, he alters the chemical atmosphere of the world itself using his great machine. I wonder what would happen to people that breathed in that alteration, or maybe they could get superpowers. I'm going to do a villain that was like affected by this. That'll be cool. And that's where you start off, and you grow out of something that was already there. And now we've sort of got this flash in the pan strategy with a lot of creators where like these aren't fans of the stuff. They don't read these old things, and what they want to do is they want to chop off a branch and plant their own tree next to it and say, look, it's my Hulk. And it's like, no, look, what you want to do is you want to grow off the Hulk tree. You want to make these stories better, make these villains better, expand them out. You can make your own characters and add stuff to it, but you're a custodian of culture. You're a law keeper here. Like your job doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. It's like
it's got to be gay, got to be black, got to be non-white, but
that's been the problem with a lot of industries besides just comic books. And you're looking at cartoons, you're looking at movies. It's all agenda over top of the story and what the fans actually, not even so much what the fans want, but what the fans deserve. Because without the fans, these franchises mean absolutely nothing. And that's why you see a lot of these franchises tanking and they're going away because nobody's willing to pay for this kind of trash anymore. The self-insertion shit, there is no craft anymore. And the self-insertion shit is where it starts. The agenda and the self-insertion garbage, and it needs to stop.
Well, it's intentional. It's demoralizing us.
Of course it is. Yeah, Nuke said, they don't want to take the time to build up characters like the other ones did. They want results now, and they take. See, I'd argue that too. It's not even about results. Right now, it is about their agendas that they want to push. Because they failed already, and if they fail again, they'll do another reboot. They don't really give a shit at the moment. That's the sad thing, the twisted thing. I've seen it firsthand at the shows, at the conventions. I've seen it. I've had interviews at Marvel and DC and how they behave just towards one another. It's just like the characters are there. They're going to make money regardless. And they just, whatever the hell we do, who cares? And then you have the other people like, no, we want this, and that in there. Get it in there. And it is about the destruction of these characters. We saw it firsthand with the writer from the Iron Fist, that comic book. She came in and she had said it beforehand that she cannot stand again her two main editors right now, and she fought with them and called them horrible things. But then she also said right before she gets hired that she wants to destroy every single one of Stan Lee's legacy characters.
Yep.
Because fuck him. That's her quote.
She said the loud part quiet or quiet part loud.
Yeah, that's her fucking quote. So, and then they hired her. Why would you hire somebody who made a statement like that? Because if I'm running the company, I'd be like, you want to do what? Get the hell out of here. Your contract, ripped it up, gone. I wouldn't even let her sign the contract. And they brought her in. And that's what they did. They got rid of the white man who actually has the power of Iron Fist, and they because we want to be more cultural appropriate now out of nowhere. The character's been around for decades. No, let's turn him into something else, not completely. This is the stupidity that they do. And they wonder why their comics keep getting canceled. Oh, go ahead.
I've sat in on some writing, like narrative stuff as a narrative designer or whatever, and it's horrifying. Like you're sitting there and you're quiet because all you hear is okay, because you have people that don't want that are intellectually lazy. You have these businessmen or whatever, or these execs. So it turns into a bunch of bullet points, or a bunch of some trading cards that you're putting out on the table. They're like, okay, what are we going to work with here? Okay, we need to get the gay stuff out there. Okay, let's get so what do we have to work with? Okay, we got Superman. Okay, let's make him gay. How can we make him gay? Okay, well, we also got to put in some black characters. Who can we race swap? Dude, let's get a Perry White. We could totally make him Perry Black. Yeah. And that's how they talk. They're all coked up and they're all very intellectually lazy. And they're not like, there's no story there. They're not like, hey, how could we revisit Red Sun or something like that? No,
could you imagine, Chris? Could you imagine in today's the way everything is right now? If they did a reboot of the ambiguously gay duo from what was that, Saturday Night Live? Or that was?
It'd be the overtly gay duo.
Yeah,
but this is how they.
It'd be that Leslie Jones. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Leslie Jones and like
with
who's the blonde, the power top. But
I can't stand it. Yeah, the other one.
It's not about stories anymore. It's not about what could we like we're all talking about it from an independent perspective because we're the nerds that consume this stuff and we want to make our own. We got bit by the I can do that too bug. The people that are in these positions now, they're not like that. They don't care. Like we talk about how poorly they did something, they don't care. It's all about, did we get the gay stuff out there? Did we get the children like talking about sex and gender fluid stuff? Okay, what's the latest? What's the newest buzzword we got to get out there? Okay,
well,
now
that's partly Chris.
That is that.
I was going to say that's partly Chris because they really do think that they are the moral majority on moral superiority people now at this point. They think that they're the kings and they could do whatever they want and that everybody's just going to mass consume it because they're a big name.
The scary part is a lot of them don't absolutely hate the medium that they're working in. That blew my mind when I got into game development, and a lot of the artists are like too cool for school, and they were dumb and they hated their subjects. Like it was like, dude, we're making a video game. So video games are dumb. Well, what are you here for? Like we're in a video game, or comic books are stupid. Like and it's like, why are you here?
Your face is stupid.
Red, I want to hear from you on this as well. Like with this whole shit of what they're doing, like if you were given one of these characters, let's say someone at Marvel, who's one of your favorite characters in Marvel?
Marvel's always been Spider-Man. I was actually big on Doctor Strange. Iron Fist was pretty cool back in the day. Most of the X-Men, not all of them. Most of the Avengers, not all of them.
All right, let's say
just to name a few.
Yeah, let's say Spider-Man. Or just like a cool mini series on Doctor Doom, for example, and they give that to you. Just the thought of it, aren't you having sparks in your head of what you would do with these characters, how you would put your mark on it, and how you would tell a great story?
Oh yeah. Not even my mark so much, just a great story. Like the last thing that'll enter my mind is obviously any kind of identity politics. Like who gives a shit?
Exactly.
I would. Okay, I wouldn't kill for the opportunity, but I would be very pleased to have the opportunity to write even one story arc for one of those characters.
Well, how many of us, just being fans, would not only sit there if you were given that opportunity? You would probably just go back and read a lot of the older stories and maybe get reacquainted with some of his adventures and take it from that perspective, because then you could throw in all the nostalgic points pertaining to the character without being over the top of just, it's just in there just to be in there.
Yep.
Well, you want to tell a story, tell a story that has something to do with his past and bring it to a modern reader.
To build off of that, some of the stuff that when I was working on Assassin's Creed was I showed Vinny some of the books that I had to read. Like it was like, so you're going to work on Assassin's Creed, huh? Here's the King James Bible. Here's the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. Here's all this shit. Read it and acquaint yourself with it. And that's and sadly, as we got closer to current year, fewer and fewer people were, invested enough to actually research this shit. And then eventually, that's what happened to the Assassin's Creed series, as they went, screw it, all that the research and everything for the original intent, the original vision or whatever. Patrice is gone. We don't give a shit anymore. We're gonna make up our own stuff, and that's why the whole modern day element and they kill off Desmond and all that shit. That's why it happened.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't care.
And it ruined where it was supposed to go, and what was going to happen to that main character, Desmond, in the more present day. But hold that thought for a second, because there's something else attached to it that I want to add on exactly what Chris had said about they gave him that Bible. But we have Etep is in the house now. How are we doing, brother? You there? He stepped away again.
Hey, sorry, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
There you go.
I'm here. Sorry, I had a tiny visitor walk in the door because it's that time. But
it wasn't your monthly visitor, was it?
Yeah, was it Walton? Was Walton trying to apply wax?
No, he couldn't reach the door handle in either facet.
I told you before we were breaking his balls a bit. It was right before we went on, and he's like, he puts his camera on. So, hold on, Walton. He had to get the stool out. He had to get the phone book to sit on. So he props up to look taller. And like Red said, he took the posters in the back and he lowered them, so he looks like he's bigger.
I think he has them on a pulley system.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Yeah, Liam dropped out. I think he had some problems with the mic. I don't know if he's going to come back, but we might have to rotate some people here or there.
Yeah,
if he comes back, I can drop because I got work in the morning anyway. I can go at any time.
yeah. Just let me know, Red. But and that's what I'm saying. It's like this whole topic and kind of what they did. What Chris said about again Assassin's Creed, they gave him that Bible's worth of stuff. They had him go through it. They talked with him about other things. Oh, Liam's back. So you want to bounce right?
I will jump. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, man. We'll cover some Sunstorm before we go as well, though. But yeah, man, Red, have an awesome night, brother. Kick-ass
See you,
creator.
Red. See you tomorrow.
Man delivers. And catch him tomorrow over on Etep's channel, the place to be review.
Always a great time.
Absolutely.
Peace out, guys. Hail the chat. Have an excellent night.
Have a good one, man.
You got it, brother. And well, Liam.
Liam needs a minute.
Yeah, he needs a minute, but no problem. He's there. We're just gonna have the studio atmosphere for now. He might be grabbing Voltron, but. But the thing I was saying. So yeah, the same thing happened with Batman when they brought in Tom King, that douche. So they just gave him a couple of bullet points. He literally said he knows nothing about Batman. He doesn't know the character. Okay, what you would do is give him just a whole bunch of the best books on Batman. Then you would grab Paul Dini and you would sit him in a room and have Paul Dini educate this man on Batman and all the characters attached to him. Not that he made him into some kind of weird cuck who's always over emotional. That's not Batman. Not at all. And they keep putting this guy on there and they keep ruining these series and everything like that. I'm sorry. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. And they decide to put them on these big books. It's retarded.
Well, one of the biggest sins that I remember being handed down from Ubisoft was there can be no anachronisms. You got to know your shit. We have given you these books. It's an open book test. If you fail this, get any questions wrong, you're out. We can't have, Ezio wielding a machine gun. We can't put medieval Renaissance in the Dark Ages. There's plate armor didn't exist back then. So any of your character designs that have that, you're the art director. We see that, you're fired.
Yep.
It's oh, okay.
So I'm taking it by the time Black Flag came out that they could totally threw out the history books, right?
Oh, Black Flag was not an Assassin's Creed game.
Because I was going to say there are so many historical inaccuracies in that game, and don't get me wrong, that game is a blast to play.
It's so much fun.
Holy crap!
Yeah, Sid Meier's Pirates. Yeah.
Yeah. I said the same thing when I played it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Chris. Yeah, I didn't mean to talk over you. I didn't hear you at first.
Oh, no worries.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, yeah, no, I was just saying too, Black Flag, that game was so much fun. But yeah, there was clearly things that they screwed up. There were characters that weren't even supposed to be kind of around that same time period. There's a few that came afterwards, or the ages were completely off. And then when they took out certain characters, I'm that's not when that person died, and that's not how they died. Why did they do that?
Yeah.
But,
well,
you know-
not only that though, it wasn't even originally an Assassin's Creed game.
Yep.
They bolted that on because they were testing the waters in the Assassin's Creed 3, where they have the Aquila there, the ship, and people loved that. And that was like, hey, this is a mechanic we have from another game that we kind of shoehorned in here, and people are loving it. Let's make a whole game off of this. It's like, yeah, but how are we going to make this Assassin's Creed? Who cares?
You know, I think, Chris, that game would have did absolutely fine if they didn't even have Assassin's Creed tied to
Hell
it.
yeah.
It just made it a Pirates game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it would have did gangbusters all by
They're
itself.
working on one. I think it's called Skull and Bones. They've been working on it for a long time. We don't know if this is ever going to see the light of day. But they took what everyone loved out of Black Sails there or Black Flag, and they're trying to do their own separate pirate thing. Which, I don't know what's going on with the production of that. I was looking forward to it, but in the meantime, like I was already creating my own pirate story, so I'm like,
well, Vinny, who are you going to get a hold of to have a Shadow of the Kraken the video game?
Dude, yeah,
could you imagine?
I would love to have that. I have a whole thing in my head
yeah.
of what I would do as well, and just man. But hey, we need these products to really take off the right way, and we want to build more around them. We want to get more stories out there so that we could definitely prove that yes, the IPs we have are solid, because there is no agenda bullshit. It is great stories that I think they're going to enjoy. They're going to have fun with. And that's what you want. You want escapism. You want characters that have growth, that, big changes happen. You want these kind of dramatic moments, the action, everything that you need is supposed to be there on the page for people. And build up a lore, build up something that we could talk about, like we have with some of these other franchises that we really enjoy. Look at the debates people have with Star Wars over the characters and what they were doing at certain times and where they went with it. Like, it's fun to hear people starting to talk about that with our projects here and there, and we want more of it. We want to reach a bigger audience so that we could do that, because that's how we're going to get more growth. Not that it's, one book every 6 years or whatever the hell a lot of people are doing now. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. But, I saw someone made a comment about pizzerias or something, but I think we know that. But but anywho, man. ETAP, what are your thoughts on some of this stuff, man?
Look, I fully, I tell you guys this all the time. I don't buy mainstream shit as far as comics go anymore. I was buying Marvel stuff up until like last year, here and there. If I'd see like a Spider-Man book or something, I'd pick it up. Right. Problem was, they sell them in these garbage 3-packs, and they shove a cardboard backing behind it, so you can't see what's on the back, and then you get one decent at best book and two shit ones sandwiched in the middle. Like I said, it was over. The last one I bought had that Daniel Kibblesmith Loki book in the middle. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
I was really waiting to hear you say it was like the third or fourth reiteration of Captain Marvel that you wound up getting.
No, thank God.
Did you rip it up and put it into the kitty litter for your cat?
No, I wouldn't do that to my cats, man. I'd line a bird cage with it, so maybe give it to a homeless person to like put in their little barrel or something. But
yeah, they're like, hey, what? I wouldn't even burn that for warmth. They said you keep it, ETAP.
Right? No, I just, I don't have the comic perspective that you guys have, and like video games. As far as that goes, I'm a very niche gamer, so I didn't, I never played. I watched some of my buddies play Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, but I was never into it. Just wasn't my thing. I'm like the first person shooters and stuff like that. And now if Grand Theft Auto goes woke, I'll burn a building down. But no,
I got some bad news for you.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Have you seen E3?
Does Nuke
I haven't
answer for when we finish talking about this ETAP. I will answer Nuke as to what that issue is. But go on, sir.
No, I was just gonna say I haven't played any of the new GTA or I mean, like I said, you guys know my gaming systems. It was it. Yeah. I knew they were releasing a new one, but I didn't ever look too much in it because it's like I'm not gonna buy it because I'm not buying any new systems. So it's
ETAP on top of it too. If you go on YouTube and let's say it's a hot game we've been talking about, you could type in like all cutscenes for, and then fill in whatever game it is, and you can watch. I've seen people do it all the time too. There's a friend of mine who can't really get those systems or can't play those games, but they'll watch the cutscenes and be like, "Holy shit, that story was amazing," you know. And I got Liam to watch like the intro and some of the story bits from the Legacy of Kain, the Soul Reaver game, and he sat there and went, "Holy shit, the writing on that is absolutely fantastic."
Yep.
Well,
I was surprised
you know what?
to see that. I was surprised to see that level of writing in a video game. You know, especially from back around the Super Nintendo. Jesus H Christ, Liam. I was about to say the Super Nintendo era, the PlayStation era.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
I
yeah.
mean-
Let's hold on a second.
Yeah, you know, here's what I was going to say. Here's part of the problem with GTA, because they already seen with what the guys over there working on the Saints Row game is doing, and they don't want to be out-woked by Saints Row, so they're going to go over the top with the wokeness level on this just to make sure that they win.
Well, why do you think they got rid of Amy Hennig? You know, Amy Hennig I think she's the one that wrote the entire Legacy of Kain series, which we're all saying is one of the best, you know, writing. The Uncharted series. This woman is a master of the craft. I mean, she taught her, just do a little research on her and you find that she got in from the ground floor and taught herself design, like all of the stuff. And they got her out because she knows her shit and she's not malleable. She's not going to push the message.
She's legendary. She left the Legacy of Kain franchise to go create Uncharted, and they gave her full leeway with that and you know what she wanted to build. I don't know if she was involved in that spin-off thing, but I know 1 through 4, you know, that's her solid, fantastic work. And yeah, she really knows what the hell she was doing, especially from what I don't know, Chris, if you know this, the Blood Omen Legacy of Kain was supposed to spin off into 10 different titles. Did you know that?
I didn't know it was supposed to be 10 titles, but I knew it was a saga that was created. Good God.
It was 10 titles. And here's the other kicker too. That Soul Reaver game, which was the sequel, was supposed to be its own contained story. And they were going to do, again, the other ones were going to be other areas of Nosgoth and stuff. But that first game, what we only got a third of what the game was supposed to be. And that first Soul Reaver game was pretty massive for what it was. There was a whole different thing. And in the end of it, that whole storyline was going to be different. Do you know that Raziel was supposed to suck the soul of Kain? And it fills him in. He wasn't supposed to be initiated anymore. What happened to him wasn't supposed to happen. What ends up happening in Defiance and everything, he was actually going to be like this savior character. And his the jaw fills in, but he has no mouth. It was just like snake eyes or something. Like it just came up like that. And he had, from what it looked like, a little bit of like that kind of pattern that Kain had on his skin and everything. Like they were going to do something totally different. There was an evil priestess that was involved in there, and like kind of like this cult thing where they were praying to the certain vampires. Because there's even audio that they found on the disc, and there's entire speeches that were never in the game involving other characters. It was really interesting. Like if they
a
reboot of that game and that franchise, I would love to see what the hell they would do. Because there was another game that never got released. And it was, I think, a month out from E3, and they pulled it because they said Eidos, they didn't want to put money into the marketing of it, and they didn't think it would sell that well. So the game was almost complete. It was this different game with these two different characters, and I saw footage of it. This guy, he resembled parts of kind of like Raziel, but he was a totally different character. He wasn't blue, but he had these giant black wings, kind of like Janos Audrin. It was sick what they were going to, absolutely sick. You could fly around and like slash at people. He had like these kind of claw hands, but he had regular fingers, just like, you know, with the big nails instead of, you know, what they did with the you know, the 3-finger situation, how they evolved. It's crazy to see where they go, you know. And just what. There's so much talent behind it. Like you said, getting rid of Amy Hennig, getting rid of Patrice off of these series, these titles that they helped create. because like their knowledge was too good, and they wouldn't allow for the weird bullshit that these companies and these corporations want to push into our entertainment. You know, these are people who said no and fuck you. But eventually, it's they do get pushed out. Some of them are lucky enough to create other things, and other ones you don't really hear from anymore. And that's the sad thing about it. But Liam, there was the question what Nuke said. Why is the paper quality
Okay, so
poor?
they were doing their printing through Korea, and Korea gets its paper from China. And when COVID happened, there was this big lockdown that essentially happened, which impacted the sort of the printing side of things. It rippled through a huge section of the comic book community. Everyone from Top Cow to Mike Miller actually got hit by this. So it's like happened to the big two, of course, because they just they just go for the best prices they can, and these are deals that they've had in place for. These are deals that they've had in place for.
Because of the pandemic, the quality got even worse in their books.
The paper quality, dropped off. Yeah, the paper quality was lowered for sure.
Wow. See, and that's disgusting. Over here, we're doing
what
we can, but
yeah, they had to do what they do to make money. They had to shift the deal around real quick. But I mean, like, I understand, but I mean, a comic on newsprint doesn't read any worse than a comic on 90, 100 and whatever 20 GSM. Like, it's really
the longevity of it as well, though, is another story.
I know,
acid deterioration.
But I'd understand given the circumstances of what actually happened that affected everyone. They couldn't control it. But I will say that, like, the real problem, like, we could just there's so many things we could be angry about. But I think what we really need to be angry about is the creative direction and decisions made by these people and how they've gutterballed these iconic characters and stolen heroes from nearly an entire generation who could have been the biggest sort of biggest generation of fans for superhero comics ever. With the movies and everything. Like, if this was handled correctly, they could have revived the industry and turned it into a thriving, booming thing, but they just mismanaged it so greatly and so severely.
Wow. Anouk said Marvel's paper quality is like tracing paper thin, which is ironic because a lot of their artists trace. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Remember when people used to be upset about plagiarism? Remember when, like, it was the big sin that you don't steal another artist's work? Yeah. Now it's just cool. Everyone swipes, right? So so you might as well be tracing whole pages from people and printing whole books from them. Who cares? I'm old.
And this is why I kind of applaud these third-party companies and stuff. I'm going to jump back into toys for a second. I'm going to pull something up for you guys. So what you just saw there, I had the Joker there, right? So there's a company who made this Jack Nicholson figure. McFarlane's not going to do it for some reason. He's going near that. And he could do, I'll tell you right now, he's got the license. He could do any movie, any video game, you name it, regarding DC properties and Warner Brothers, right? So he hasn't done the things that people actually want in that scale that have never been done correctly. But the 1/6 scale market, they have these great third-party figures. I review them a lot of times. You got to see this one that's dropping from Mars Toys. Check out this Joker.
Whoa.
That thing is freaking nice.
Where they get a load of me.
God damn.
This is incredible. And these are people who actually care about what they're doing. And yeah, they do. They don't have the license, but look at the quality on this. Hot Toys is shit in a brick.
Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I thought
the
it
detail.
was a real person.
Mm-hmm.
See,
yeah, that looks amazing.
That looks great.
There are companies out there that they're working their asses off. I know there's a few third-party companies that they had these certain characters or whatever that they were going to be released like this. The licensors saw them and said, "Hey, we want to actually buy that and release it properly." And a lot of third-party companies ended up becoming actual like AAA companies, which that's what you want. you want people who are going to take pride in their work. We don't see that anymore, and that's what's sad as fuck. And that's I'll support these third-party companies because it's also slapping the mainstream in the face. It's like you can't do it right, but these guys could. You know,
they could hire those guys.
yeah,
they could hire us. They could give us jobs. I mean, like it's
and they
but they don't want that.
Instead, they want to hire their friends. They're going to hire their friends because they're fun at parties and can get them coke. Allegedly.
I had it on pre-order, so when this thing gets released, and I am looking to get this thing for sure because that was one of my favorite Jokers of all time. I love what Jack Nicholson did with the character. He had the gangster part of it right. He did the clown part of it right. He had a perfect balance with it, you know. And again, it's one of those characters, one of those movies I grew up with. And, you know, when people are doing it right, that's why these things fly off the shelves. That's why they disappear. That's why you can't really find them after, they do get released. They sell out instantly overnight. Why? Because people actually do care about these things. They like these characters, and they want to actually own these things again, some kind of form of them, some representation of it. If it's not a toy, it might be a video game, it might be a comic book. Continue to put out good stuff. People will buy it. People will back it. And that's where we're coming from with what we're creating. The comic books, the stories that we're doing. You know, I know there's a couple other.
Yeah, man, it's a very simple business model. It's a very simple business model. People said, "Hey, we want this," and so Vinny and I said, "Okay," and made it. You know, you
Absolutely,
want all
man.
age fantasy. You don't want crazy sexual degeneracy. You don't want, like weird political agendas. You just want pure escapist fun. Wonder Island, guys. That's what it is. You know, it's superhuman sorcery. It's sword and sorcery. It's got savagery. It's got power. It's got high stakes. It's got drama, suspense. It's got superheroics. It's a real masterpiece work. And heinously misrepresented and heinously misunderstood. But grab it, check it out. If you're a fan of if you really want to see this change, you want to see stuff, this is the stuff you support. I'm not trying to be like that guy, but that's how this stuff gets done.
Well, it's 100% true because and that's why when my brother and I, we have a bunch of different characters. Like I said, that's why my company is Mela Art World. It's a world of different characters, properties, genres. But again, and there's something bigger in there. I found a way to connect these things the proper way, the overall stories and stuff. You can still appreciate them for what they are. You don't have to collect everything, and you're still going to love the story, the complete stories. But at the same time, if you're going to stick on, you're going to stay on board with City of Venus, with Shadow of the Kraken, you'll see where these things go and what we're building. So you'll have great stories, you'll have awesome stuff, and then you'll have something extra. And I think that's the fun of it. That's what Stan and Jack were doing. The other people, they wanted to have a bigger universe with more characters that could even interact at certain points, depending on But right now we jumped around. But I started with something that was more pulp-like. That ghost story through the woods. I played around with that because for me, like collecting and seeing the history of comic books, the real reason why superheroes took off the way they did is because of the comics code. Because of the shit that they tried to do. They tried to stop comic books because they were creepy and dark stories. They did, more pulp stuff. And because from that point, it would go to young readers who would then get into novels and stuff. So it was it all helped each other. But because of the comics code, they wanted to go more extra friendly, younger crowds, which is fine too. But, and then it starts to go and it evolves into something else. But the pulp stuff is still there. So one of the first stories we wanted to release was something that was more like that. And, that's why there were no capes or anything like that in Through the Woods. But I'm going to have certain superhero elements in other projects. City of Venus is going to have elements of that. But I love science. I love all that kind of stuff. The science, stress the science. But we're gonna have fun with that as well. And like other things that influenced me growing up in comic books, in games, in movies, that I want to kind of put touches or a little bit of flavors of that in there, because I've had my own ideas, and even when I've played certain video games, I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool if actually there was a storyline like this, and and they play with different stuff, and then you could get other creatures and other things. Like, you want the gears going. The gears should always be going in that positive light, in that good direction. So like that's why I love what we're doing. I love what we're creating. There are people on panel here that they don't have anything released yet, but I know that they are planning on working on stuff. Where there is something in the works right now, because it's the same thing. We talk about this stuff. We go to the movies all the time. We talk about TV shows, and it's like, well, we see people ruining things or telling really bad stories. We can do something better than that. I know I can do something better than that. And you play around. You talk to other creative friends and whatnot. And you just start to develop something, and it's like, okay.
And look,
does this
it's
sound
not
good?
it's not easy. It's not easy. Sometimes you can't force these things. You know, I get it.
No,
I get it. But you know what we're doing, because of the opportunity we have to do it, the way we can do it, we don't have to force things. We can make stuff we can just make high quality stuff, which is good. And I think it's what's needed. We need people like
just having a great
I mean,
creative
when no one's
mind
talking
and-
about like I mean, I'm great. Everyone's talking about me all the time, but the no one's really talking about what Chris Fisk is doing. I mean, like look at his campaign. Like it's fucking amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The quality of the work that he has done, like just from the design aspect, is vastly superior to anything I've done. And it's a fantastic book. You know, it is a fantastic book. So, wait a minute. Do we have the same number of backers? Do we have the exact same number of backers? What's that number there?
172?
We have the same number of backers. No, fuck him. Fuck him. Back my book. I want 173.
Buy our books.
Buy our book.
Every
Yeah, there's
yen.
two of us. There's two of
Buy
us.
our
Buy
books,
our book.
and I shall sing a song that I rewritten in
I can't
character.
believe we
You know,
have
because
the
I'm one of the
exact
voice
same number of
actors.
backers.
Quietly,
Bullshit.
I'm promoting myself. I'm promoting myself.
Okay. Well, then we'll,
I'm
then we'll
promoting
promote that
myself.
first. We'll promote it first because Yuke is
You
awesome.
gotta promotion
too, and
it.
yeah. Let's hear those beautiful vocals you got there.
Yeah, because I'm Otoma's voice actor, every man.
Sorry, I was
Reading a really good book.
just looking at this really good book I just got a little while ago.
Gross.
Thanks, you too.
That's great.
Yuke, anytime you want.
Oh, sure. Hang on a second.
They put me on the spot.
Wait, I'm sharing the screen. It's
you are.
I'm gonna sing the short version for it because it's funny. Can you do that thing Liam does where you don't show the screen, so it's just me singing like an idiot?
Or can you bring up Etep's lovely face as we watch him get lulled into a state of euphoria by her beautiful voice?
I'm fine with that. Her voice is amazing.
Nani?
All right.
What do you-
Am I sharing
you
the
want-
screen? I mean the audio.
You're sharing screen.
The audio.
I don't know about the
Yeah,
audio.
yeah. Bring up Etep's face. Make him embiggen him. Embiggen him.
Don't make my head any bigger than it already is.
Yeah, there we go. Now sing, Yuka.
Yeah,
Sing
yeah.
to this,
I want to
sing
see
to
him lip
this.
sync.
Sing to this shining-headed man.
Oh,
Give us your best Milli Vanilli. All right.
Would it be
Girl,
would it be
you know
better?
it's true.
Yeah, make his heart sore.
All right, every neon, especially Liam. Oh my god. What is it? Oh my god.
Should I put on my Palpatine mask?
Oh my god. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great.
Hang on.
What's up, Nelson? What's going on, man?
Let's make good internet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Serenade.
Jesus.
Seduce
Now,
him,
I
Yuka.
would-
Seduce him with
I-
your melodious voice.
I would like you to sing to me.
You're supposed to say, "Do it, do it."
Do it.
Oh my
Sing
god.
to your emperor.
Okay. Every neon,
Everyone mute.
yourselves. Okay, I'm gonna be Otoma now to serenade you with my princessly voice. I hope the audio is being shared. Either way, it's a good acapella. Your clothes are unpleasant. You look like a peasant. Go play with your little wren. You're not my hero, more like a zero. You're probably no more than 10. Yeah, you're kind of cute, that I'll admit. You'll never meet my requisites. Just quit. Your clothes are unpleasant. You look like a peasant. Here you go again. Don't go look at me with that look in your eye. When did me being a spell it out for you. Princes. Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it clear? Want me to spell it out for you? Princes. Princes. Have you got no shine? Not even a spine. Can't do this anymore. Bright water's waiting. This rabbit's grating. Haven't we been here before? You're kind of cute, that'll admit. You'll never meet my requisites. Just quit. Have you got no shine? Not even a spine. Here we go again. Don't go look at me with that look in your eye. When did me being a pretty girl means I can't fight? You can't be reasoned with on being polite. I've told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 times. Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it? Haven't I made it clear when we spell it out for you? Princes. Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it clear? Haven't I? Let me spell it out for you. Princes. 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 That is how you spell princess. Princes. Get my status in your head. Nah, yeah, yeah, Princes. You filthy peasant, so don't go look at me with that look in your eye. When did me being a pretty girl means I can't fight? You can't be reasoned with on being polite. I told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 times. Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it clear? Want me to spell it out for you? Princes. Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it clear? Want me to spell it out for you? Princes. Princes. Oh, 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 you peasant.
That was beautiful.
Fantastic.
You know what? I
That was
can't
some
believe
dark side.
he took that so well. It was so nice watching Emperor Palpatine being sung down to. It was beautiful.
Yes. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I shall spare your planet. That was excellent. Yes, I won't be firing any Death Star lasers your way.
Excellent.
Okay,
That was great. Wonderful job, Yuka. Holy
Yeah.
Thanks for that, man. That was
I'm
fun.
a
Good
Thomas
sport.
voice actor now.
That was
Well,
awesome.
that was absolutely amazing. Like seriously, yeah.
So talented, guys. Like she's a beautiful artist. She's a beautiful
Person.
singer. She's a beautiful person.
That's right.
Just say it all.
She's clap, clap, clap. Yeah, and guys, incredible talent. You can join our Patreon for as little as $3 a month, up to $9 more if you want. All that goes to Yuka. That helps us out, keeps us going, keeps the lights on over at Conquest. Keeps her making art, helps us do spin-off books. Or you could just go back Wonder Island over on Indiegogo. We still have like 8 pieces of original art that are going to be sent out that she'll be doing for that. So if you want to really support Yuka, that's a big way you can do it.
Yeah. Bow to the pink tyrant and do it now.
Yeah.
Do it. 'Cause this book is beautiful. If you think her singing's amazing, you got to see her work as well. And she keeps leveling.
We're going to be
up.
updating this soon, I promise. It's
Beautiful.
we're not ready yet, but this whole campaign page
Yeah.
is going to be updated. I'm just waiting on some letters and stuff. So
Yeah, I'm going to be updating soon as well because I know it's been a minute. And shout out to the Kraken. I'm like 2 pages out. So we're right there, guys. Like I said, about middle to late March. April. I'll be totally done with the book. So because as soon as I'm done with the artwork, I got to do the lettering. The lettering should be quicker, but I'm going to have some of my friends go over it with the editing as well. Make sure we got everything perfect for you guys and girls. But yeah, it's going to be just killer. And yeah, we are cranking out some amazing books here. And Yuka's work is just, I'm telling you guys, next level stuff. keeps getting better and better. I'm looking forward to the update too, because you got to show them some more of these amazing pages.
Oh yeah, check this shit out. Here you go. Wait a minute. Oops, no, that's my settings
Yeah,
here.
yeah, let's
You guys know what the campaign page is. Let me show you something you haven't seen yet. Blammo. This is over on our. Over on our Conquest Manga.
Company Twitter.
That's the one I'm looking for.
Oh
yeah.
hell yeah, that's it.
So this is here you can see Bell Pepper. She's conjuring this rainbow bridge behind him that Aaron's sort of sliding down. He's pushed him off there. He's like thump. See, you've got these scum lords, the trolls rising up. If you really look at them, you can't really see it from here. But if you go and look at it on your monitor, you can see their bones inside their bodies and everything. Like it's really cool. They got about the consistency of ballistic gel. It's like really rad.
Yeah, it's
Really
amazing.
rad.
Yeah, go to the Twitter page if you could for sure. Go over there. Make sure you're following them because this book looks amazing. It's just going to keep getting better and better. So yeah, do not sleep on this. The whole creative team's amazing. Your colorist is killing it. I mean, this is what we're talking about. Fun comic books.
We've got to get our 173rd backer for my ego. My ego demands it. Otherwise, Chris is going to pass me. I'm going to cry myself to sleep every night, guys.
I thought you were going to say, otherwise I'm going to die.
I got to go check the pups. I'll be right back. You guys hold the stream down.
No problem.
Did he say he needed a 173rd backer?
Oh,
all right. Well, there you go. There you go. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, you're doing that. So we'll be able to do it as soon as Liam comes back. We could show that as well. But again, I'm telling you, Yuka's been crushing it. I help here and there with some classes, some art classes here and there. But I can tell you one thing.
He is my teacher. He taught me how to make man back and man chest and man titties.
And now you're slapping Vinny across the face like Will Smith at the Oscars.
What happened to Will Smith? What is going on with this?
Oh, you didn't hear that one? Apparently, Chris Rock had said something to upset Will Smith, and he bitch slapped him. I sent it to Vinny.
I love woke on woke crime.
Let them fight.
Woke on woke crime. That's great.
Where'd you send it?
That's great. They deserve each other. I select Chris Rock.
I can't see it. It's a problem. I can't show it. Oh, this is nonsense on what do you call it? The Oscar shit. It was just a stupid thing from that. I thought it actually happened.
I was gonna watch the beginning of the Oscars just to see how bad Miss Piggy was. I mean, Amy Schumer was, but
Miss Piggy was correct.
I was working on stuff for the channel and making new super chat bumpers. I tell you what, somebody sends me a $5 super chat tomorrow, they're getting their money's worth because we got minute long, 2 new minute long super chat bumpers for tomorrow night. I'm gonna have a members video tomorrow. I went into a shameless plug. I transitioned right into that. I have no books to sell. I only have my wit and wisdom.
Yeah, but you know what?
Ain't worth a penny. So.
Well, at the rate that I'm waiting right now for my daughter, I'm sure by the time Vinny is finishing up Shadow of the Kraken, I may get my first page back.
This is a man. He's paying tribute to Razor Ramon with that toothpick, and he's got puppies. Look at that.
He's pulling a sword, though.
That's how you do it.
Sordo's based on my toothpickery, not the other way.
Did Vinny? Did you refresh his campaign screen for him yet?
We're about to, because we're going to show what the power of a toothpick and a puppy could do. Look at this. Look at this, man.
That's the power. That's the power of the fans. But did someone troll me did 2 people go and back Chris? Because this is where we find out that 2 people went and backed Chris.
No, nobody backed me. So.
Not yet.
Woohoo! I'm the winner.
Thanks, guys.
Anyone in chat?
I felt bad. I hadn't backed Liam's book yet. I'm like, I backed everybody else's. I was like, I got. It's so good. It looks good. I'm like, I'm gonna back it. It's gonna happen. And yeah, I was like, this sounds like because I already backed Chris's. I'm like, it sounds like in Vinny's and Red's, and it sounds like a good opportunity. Yeah, dude, I'm dying for City of Venus too. But Shadow of the Kraken is like that one's killing me too. I'm reading Chris's book tonight. Finally, I'll have time to read it.
Man.
So.
See, that's what I love. And yeah, Chris, let the people know, man. I know you don't have any puppies right now, and you don't sing, but
yeah, that's kind of a tough act to follow.
Well, I think that he's got beautiful work, and I think that speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need a gimmick. I mean, just look at this work.
Speaking of Wonder, Speaking of Wonder Island, I have title cards. Who wants their future told?
Well, let Chris do his stuff first before you start stealing away attention, Miss Yuka. That was a bad Yuka. No consideration, no loyalty, no respect. Say something nice about this art, Yuka.
Let me see it. Let me zoom in. Oh, look at that. It's a little blurry.
If you full screen
because
me,
the screen share is a little blurry. So.
I got Chris.
Yeah,
they were buddy.
So yeah, if you go over to the InfiniteTaleChronicles.com website, it's got all the most recent information. You'll see that we've added the second book now, Seeds of Defiance, and if you scroll down to the blogs, we got some additional promotional art that's appearing in the winter bundle for Alterna Comics, as well as I believe it's also in Dwarfs versus Lion. It's interior page in there. And nice. We have the giveaway followers for every 100 followers on Twitter. We have 4 lucky winners will be drawn randomly to receive this nice holofoil card that was drawn by Nerium of Bonds. She's got the Cursed Child coming out.
She's awesome. She's got Bonds 2 coming out, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did the coloring on that, did you?
Yeah.
How long did that take you to do?
Not too long. I don't know,
That's
maybe
cool.
a couple hours. But we also have a mailing list that'll be started very soon, either by the end of this month or sometime next month.
Where's the mailing list, Fisk? Where's the mailing list?
Well, we're hoping to get the first 10 pages completed, because I know that there's that policy with Indiegogo, and I don't know, like I've heard rumblings that it might have been removed, but I'm not entirely sure. Something along the lines of you've got 60 days from the start of your mailing list to start your campaign, and if you don't, then they'll just
I can confirm that. My friend Oz Art Creations set up his mailing list for Titan Gold King of Earth, the graphic novel he's working on, and he hoped to just keep the mailing list up and going until he had 300 or 500 or something people on the mailing list. Then he was going to go live with the campaign, and he got to 60 days and they nuked it. The link is dead.
Yeah, that's no bueno. So what I'm hoping to do is get at least the first 10 pages out. And possibly release them as a free sample. And then once we got enough of the book done, I'm thinking 90, maybe 100%, then we'll launch the campaign. But when we get the mailing list after those 10 pages are out, you can sign up and get access to this nice jumbo holofoil card as well. So there's 3 in total that you have the possibility of getting. The first one from the first campaign, this Twitter follow one, and then this one by Cacao or Anjali.
So how big are these things? They're jumbo, so they're bigger than a normal trading card. What are we looking at here?
5x7.
That's a number. That's not going to help anyone. Like, can you hold one up? Can you show us? Can we see in person or don't have?
I don't
one
have a camera at the moment.
Sorry,
I have them printed. I just don't have a camera. But
so they're about like half the size of a cover. They're about half the size of a cover of a book, I'm guessing.
I would say you could probably turn 2 of them sideways stacked, and they would equal the vertical size of a comic. Yeah,
that's awesome.
In addition, it also features a character that was slightly mentioned in the first book, but sorry, what's up?
Yeah, I think that they're the same exact size. The same size as if anyone got from Through the Woods. It's the same exact size as that, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, we did some test pages. The artist didn't work out, but the overall composition will remain intact. But yeah, I did some lettering on that. But yeah, so this is our book 2. So it is in production. It's not like we're got book 1 out and then just sat on our laurels.
Gosh, your design is so good. Your book's so fucking beautiful, man. Like it's gonna be so beautiful.
It is.
Like look at that. Look at that. Like look at that. Yuka, what have you got to say other than it's blurry?
What?
Yeah, wake up and look at the art.
Oh, jeez. This painting was done by Clark Ocliza. He's on Twitter. He's an amazing artist. I believe he's from the Philippines. Sorry, I could be wrong, Clark, but yeah, I love his work. And obviously, we've got quite a few blog entries, so we try to keep everything kind of up to date. And again, this is an ad that's running on Alterna Comics, I believe, Mighty Mascots 5 and Downcast.
Wow,
this should
cool.
be the very back cover of those.
Beautiful.
And yeah, I mean that's
awesome.
That's what we got.
That's really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Great
Dude,
work,
I
man.
love everything
Great
Chris does. So I said, man, I'm always honored to have him here. Honored to call him a friend. And I love his product. So yeah, if you haven't yet, please sign up. We got Frog G dropping links as well because Frog G is the man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. He's got a book coming out too that looks really fucking beautiful. Sorry.
Hell yeah.
I told him. I'm happy to have him on. Yeah, whenever he's ready, when he's ready to launch it, he wants to come on. Frog G, you are more than welcome, buddy. Hell yeah, man.
Love it.
This is what I'm talking about. You know, real people.
This
who
is
care
how
about
you.
everything.
This is how you win. Like, yeah, and get out there and back this, guys. If you haven't, if you're waiting, like, grab a copy for your friend. Grab a copy to read. Grab a copy to save. You know, like, definitely check it out.
For sure.
And of course, grab Wonder Island. Everyone should. It's great. But
the prices are great on these things. You get amazing product through and through. And again, if you haven't seen what he does, man. The whole box edition, like this is gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
He keeps saying he stole the idea from Red, but it's funny because whatever we're doing, we're trying to help one another. We're trying to grow this more and more.
Yeah.
Chris helped me with these awesome standees that I put on my campaigns as well. Here we go. These beautiful ones. This is the first of many. Like I said, for each campaign, I want to release them. But yeah, there's Chris's for what he did with his characters here. These things are awesome, and it's given fans, I think, something a little extra too, something cool, something fun. You get the books, and now you can have something that collect these things like baseball cards, but they can actually stand up. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. They look great on the shelf. I have them together. Those things look awesome. But yeah, if you haven't yet, please
and they'll look even better when you get a whole bunch of them. You know what I mean? Like when you get like a set, like it'll look really cool.
Dude,
you can use them in. You can also use them in. You can also use them in like your D&D and stuff like that if you want to like move around and have figures and stuff like represented.
I'm sure, man. Cool. And that's the fun thing about what we're doing because we can keep growing, we can keep helping each other. It's the same thing too, like with the printers, with making cards and things. Oh, how'd you do that? Oh, could you give me that information? Blah blah blah. And that's the fun of it, man. And we're getting better and better product out there for everyone. And again at higher qualities as well. That discussion happened before with Marvel. They have, their paper so thin it looks like tracing paper. And we're over here giving you the thickest quality, the best books, the most vibrant colors. That's what you want, man.
Speaking of thickness, how many pages is War of the Trees? It's a 48 or 32?
It's 50.
Like,
50 full color.
50 full color. That's great. We're doing 160 for Wonder Island. This will be real time. It'll probably be padded out to be a bit bigger because there'll be like lore pages and behind the scenes stuff as well. But that's still a tremendous task that you've undergone there, man. And this is just, again, I've said it before. This is just absolutely beautiful. And as a fan of fantasy and this stuff, like I can just see how much momentum this really has. I just hope that folks give it a chance and jump on board if they haven't already, because it'll be a fun time. And we need guys like Chris out there that are going to speak truth to power, that are going to put in quality work, that are going to make sure that their shit gets out on time, and create stuff for you guys. Otherwise, all of our streams are going to be us just bitching and moaning about how everything's getting shitter. And I mean, guys, you have to be tired of that, right? Like, I want to be excited about stuff, and I can't really get excited about, Infinitales. I keep saying it wrong. What are the trees? Until I got like 3 or 4
Infinity Tale
issues of
Chronicles.
this stuff. I want to, yeah, thank you. I want to be able to theory craft and shit. We need books out for that. And, waiting 2 years for a book isn't going to create hyper excitement. It might be a good long time to market it, but I'm a fan. I want to be excited about the product. And
again, we have great stuff here. Because again, someone made a mention in the comments of someone who says they're not part of something anymore, blah blah blah. Someone who's supposed to be at the top. Listen, it doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. And if that's what that whole thing is about, then what is it? Is it a popularity contest, or are we actually trying to get good stories and good product into your hands? That's what we need to focus on. Pivot to the actual books. Let's get quality out there again. Who cares about these people? Oh, they want to be celebrities. It's the same bullshit.
So gay.
Yeah. So I don't notice. I don't have my face. Like I don't give a shit about popular. Like for me, like watching all of my hobbies get destroyed to depress the shit out of me. And I don't.
Me too.
I figured I might. I could sit there and bitch about it and just have a big sook about how everything's gone to hell, or I could actually, try to do something better, and hopefully. The people that are in my shoes that are like, I don't want to see gay Robin, or I'm not Starfire, or any of this other garbage, and be like, the stuff from the 90s was really cool, but the problem is they're not making any more new stuff like that. Well, here we go. This is exactly. That's what this is.
That's it.
He's a man of class and consideration, and he doesn't go live because he doesn't want your wife to fall in love with him, and he's very considerate like that. So he's out here making the changes that he needs to see, and you got to support Chris. You got to, otherwise he's going to have to go back to the crime families, guys. And that's
listen,
Manhattan will never be the same.
Chris pulls all the YouTube groupies on Monday nights when he's on my show because he just tells them he's part of the 4 Horsemen now. He's like, I'm part of the Horsemen, and they're like, oh, and the panties just drop. It's insane. It used to be a couple beer. It used to be a couple beer and some Vicodin. Now it's like they're just like, oh shit, he's one of the Horsemen.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you guys, it's a good thing what we're doing here, and like I said, it's not about celebrity. It's about the product, and that's why, again, when I go to conventions and stuff like that, we're talking with fans. We're having a good time. I get these other people, like bigger names, who are like, "Oh, what do you do? What are you talking about?" I'm treating people like they should be treated, as equals, as people. We're all collecting the same thing. We're all having fun. Let's continue that. No one's better than someone else because you could do something that someone else can't do. Well, maybe they could sing, they could dance, they could do other things. They could build things. Other artists can't do a lot of that shit, or some people can't. It's I'm sorry. We all have skills. We all have abilities. Don't think that you're better than somebody else. Or
exactly.
money.
We got to expendables this up.
Somebody else.
Yeah, we got to expendables this up.
It's
that's right,
insane how people are and what they're doing now. Don't let that garbage win. All right, because again, shut off the news. Don't watch that garbage. Have fun. Let's do things the right way here. But Sunsworn, since Red, he did cut because he had to he had work tomorrow that he's gonna be up real early. But he gave up one of the spots tonight. But he was on. He chimed in a bit, guys. If you haven't backed Sunsworn yet, his books are fantastic. This book is amazing.
Hell yeah.
Here's an alternate cover by me. There's one by Nerium. This book ships immediately as well. I know he's starting to run out of them too because he's got a limit on them now, I believe. But the artwork is gorgeous. The story's fantastic. It's one of the stories it's in between novels, so it's kind of like a standalone story, which is perfect. It's a jumping on point for anybody. So if you're kind of unfamiliar with the characters, reading this, you're going to be sucked in regardless. You're going to have a good time. So please back and support if you could. Again, there's so much tremendous amounts of work we put into this stuff. 52 pages. What does he have here? Hold
I just found out from Yuka that the reason she's so quiet is because she's actually smitten with Mr. Fisk, and she's being mean. She's being mean to him to throw him off the. She's being mean to him to throw him off the trail. You know.
Who's
she's
Fisk?
I'm sorry, I'm telling all your secrets, Yuka.
Stop. She's gonna keep giving him burns and not realizing it.
Yeah.
Stop using me as a weapon, Liam.
Just Liam, shut your mouth. Otherwise, we'll bring Walton back.
Oh no.
Shadow of the Kraken. Beautiful book. You guys, I cannot wait to get this into your hands. We're so close. I'm so close to finishing this. Again, if you want a true pirate story, you're going to get one here. We're going to be following our main character, Captain Callan here. You're going to find out why he was part of the Royal Navy, why he defects and he becomes a pirate himself. There's going to be so much different things happening here. Twists and turns, betrayal, action, adventure, treasure, brutality, hot women. You want everything? It's in here. It's in these pages. And this series is going to get better, darker, and bigger as well. There is a supernatural element to this story. You guys will be, you'll see it. It's going to be impossible to miss. But I cannot wait for you guys to get this in hand. And just, I'm kind of curious to where do you think it's going to go, because how and what I did. It's again, issue 2 on all my books are going to go into crazy places. So as soon as I'm done with
issue
this,
2 is where the fun's at.
Oh yeah, because when this is fulfilled, I mean, and I had fun on this, but once this is fulfilled, I'm jumping onto the City of Venus 2, and the gloves come off. I'm going to be doing some really crazy cool shit with that. You're going to get more backstory on the main character, Jessica, and just kind of what happened with her and how she got there, and just so much great stuff. Because it's going to be fun, and you're going to see the different dangers in that world. You only saw one danger, pretty much. Well, technically two. The people in the floating city, and the zombie-like people. Their failed experiments. But you're going to see a whole lot more in the next issue. It's going to get crazy, and it's going to get pretty quickly. It'll get crazy, but that's going to be a bigger book. You guys wanted more pages, so I'm giving it to you. All my books from here out are going to be like a minimum of 50 pages. So I want you guys to have a great time and keep coming back for more. And with that
Sam Bagogo says, Sunsworn, I'm still waiting for Deathsworn. I mean, I think the difference is here that our boy's already fulfilled on a novel. He's going to be definitely fulfilling on his graphic novel adaptation, So it's I don't think you're going to be waiting like 2 years for this. This is
right.
This is Red's a reliable dude. Like,
very reliable.
He's very reliable. So
again,
you won't be waiting, Samba.
He's got 5 copies left of the graphic novel itself, and it's over 500 pages.
I'm reading that right now.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Samba, if he's late, I'll yell at him for you. There you go. It's the Orange Tyrant guarantee.
That's right. Well, the novel you can get on this campaign, but you could also get these books, and they ship immediately. We've had them in hand. I've showed them as well. Yeah. They're across the room right now, so I'm not taking it out. But he's delivered 2 campaigns over. Well, actually, he delivered 3 because he helped Miriam with bonds. These are people you could trust. Oh, hold on. Keep that up.
I've got that right there. It's in the
beautiful,
still in the plastic, and I've got some art prints in here and things of the like. I mean, this stuff here is a couple of them. I don't want to get the cards mixed in there. Come on.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Are you advocating for crime in your banner? Like, are you a criminal? ETEP?
Liam, we don't talk about that here.
Hey, forget about it.
Grand Theft Auto is no longer a crime in New York.
Right?
What, are you kidding me? Is that what?
No, it's fine. It's all fine. We don't mind. You can steal cars now. It's legal. It's perfectly legal. Vinny, were you going to talk about bonds? Were you going to talk about bonds next? Because
if you got bonds in,
that one's right here too.
Look at that box. Hey, like I have box
here,
envy, guys.
I got that box too. I got the one that Chris did. I got Sunsworn. These things are amazing.
Chris's is right here, and I feel bad showing it because FedEx damaged it. The book was fine, but the box, I was like, "Are you?" Because I keep all these. Like I said, these are all right by my desk here. But yeah, Here's there's Bonds right here, and this is I don't want to. I'm not going to show. I'm not showing any panels, but here, just a quick look right there. It's beautiful. It's good, and this is just like
Hey, look at how
just
thick
like
that is. Hold up the spine
oh,
for folks.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
look at
it is.
substantial.
These are
That's a
the
graphic
cover.
novel.
It's beautiful. Like the art, the just the feel of it in your hands is.
Thank
Yeah.
you, man.
Hold it up there
It's
for a
great
second
stuff.
again. I like hold it up there for a second, ETAP. Like, look at that. Do you know how hard it is to print a whole time and space through the cover, through your cover like that? Like,
It is. Look.
see, like, look, it's like a perfect window into infinity. Like, that's
Yep.
that. I got to talk to her about.
That's
a
what you
printer.
get when you
Amazing.
support independent
Hey,
comics.
Liam, you know who you talk to? You talk to this guy right here, because I hooked them up with my printer, and we could go through space and time with it. I guarantee.
That's awesome.
No, but yeah, no, we all wanted to make sure we were gonna have quality books, and that's I had these conversations with Red. I had these conversations with other creators. When I got my first samples from the printer that I was using, I let so many different people know. And a lot of the books that came out in the last couple of years that had amazing quality, those gloss finishes on the covers, all that stuff, that's this guy right here. So that's why I want to make sure we're putting quality out for everyone. Yes, Chris used them as well. This is what we're talking about. We want quality.
Chris, did you get the time
comics
space
in a
window?
team.
Did you get the time space window on yours too? Or?
If his camera was working, he could show you, but he can't right now.
Let's see. Let me see if it works with Chris's too. Hang on. We'll see if the time
Yeah, let's
space
see if
warp
he
is
gets
only
like the
open on
time
my screen.
space.
That's right. Samba
Yeah.
Gogo is right. Through the Woods is a hardback, so Vinny wins the thickness battle.
Oh, yeah, he
Thank you
does.
very much.
Hang on a second.
Extra thick.
That's right. Thank you.
love it.
There you go. So I've been embiggening everybody.
Harold
but
the
I'm
Pink
gonna,
Terror.
right there. Space and time. Forget about
Yeah.
it. This thing is awesome. It could probably block a bullet, you know. And so
Yeah.
buy a
You could
couple
kill a
of
man
them.
with that. You could bludgeon a man to
put 'em
death
on
with that big thick
like
black book.
samurai armor for when you go out, because there's people who are going to steal your cars and stuff like that. It's true. It's true.
We have fun. We have fun. Look at all this cool, like, joking aside and stuff, guys. Look at how cool all this stuff that everyone's making is. Like, look at how badass it's like that Sunsworn is. Like, this is like some golden space knight. It's like, it's really rad. Reminds me of the Cosmonites of Rifts, if you guys are familiar with that. Like, it's really rad stuff. And like what Vinny's doing is like really like hyper masculine and awesome. You know, Tales of the Trees is great, and Miriam's work is great. Like it's so cool to be around, like, because there are so many people out here in the indies, and this is me throwing shade, being a dickhead. There's so many people out here with like shitty products, like it's just garbage, and it's so amazing to be surrounded by people that have such good stuff to show off and offer, and it's energizing and it's exciting, and this is the cusp and the beginning of something much bigger. And I think that I'm gonna shut up now. I'm just gushing. I just love comic books, guys.
No, dude, no, it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, I'm gonna close up the stream soon because I think my internet's getting a little wonky right now. But yeah, everybody, if you can, please support and back these books. Working very, very hard. You know, I work till about 3, almost 4 in the morning sometimes to make sure that these books get done.
Yeah,
you guys are gonna have an awesome time with it. Straight up, actually, I should shut off my camera right now because it might be.
If we weren't live, if we were not live right now, Vinny would be with me and the Pink Terror over in the little Conquest studio. He'd be drawing away and we'd be working. Like, that's every single day, 7 days a week, you know, like every single day. Like, he's so hard working.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, because if I'm not having great streams with my other friends here, you know, again, tomorrow night we're going to be on with ETAP over on his channel. Amazing stuff. Tommy's on right before that with his retro show. Like, we have great content. We have great stuff for everybody. We continue these kind of conversations, things that we love, things that we want to see more of, and we kind of poke fun and just in general, we have a good time. I get a little more crazy sometimes on some of their channels because when I'm working, I get into the zone, and then when I just hear shit, I just kind of blurt stuff out. And
hey,
sometimes
we just broke $15,000 Australian on our campaign.
Dude,
so thank you to our
that
latest
is
backer.
awesome, man.
That's like, you guys
Congrats.
are awesome. It's really cool. Thanks.
That's a beautiful
Thank you
thing right
sincerely.
there. Hell yeah.
I got the
So
manga.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Excellent, man. I'm telling you guys, we're working very hard to give you the best. And again, if you want both covers, please make sure to hit the feature tier here. If you're looking for the standees, I have them by themselves, but we also have we have it with the book. I put the order in, by the way, so yeah, I should be getting them in like another couple weeks. So we're there. It's great. Don't miss out, because when they're gone, like not until the next campaign, you won't see any more standees, and there'll be a new character. So if you definitely want to start collecting those, please jump on it. And yeah, if you did back the Ultra Bundle, which is down here, you will be getting a standee on those as well. But I'm going to have to remove this tier soon. So one of my updates is going to have to be this week. I'll let people know to give them one last chance for the Ultra Bundle, which has both covers. It has a head sketch. It has the awesome beanie, the keychain. Like I said, any other extras that we add on there, we'll have prints. You name it. It'll pretty much be in there. So, jump on it if you could. Yes, I did have original artwork, but it's more expensive because I hate parting with my originals. And, that's just what I value. That's the value on them for me. But, yeah, and there's only a very select amount of them. So if you were looking for them, that's where that is. But regardless, you can still get the sketch, the sketch stuff, and that's more affordable for sure, I think. You get both covers and a head sketch for $275. You could get again some of the other ones. There's one that's still available that's already drawn here. So if you're looking for that and drawing that's on the campaign, that's available. But if you want just a new one, a different one, you could just hit. It's the main book with the head sketch. It's going to be a random character that I end up drawing there. So so we have some options anyway. But regardless, we have awesome projects here. We have great stuff. City of Venus still it goes out the door with the art books, and so does Through the Woods. So if you're looking for those campaigns, you could scroll down here. They're all in the description anyway. And also we had Frog G dropping the links like crazy because he's awesome. We had dropping a bunch of amazing people tonight. But if you want the other stuff, you can just click down here. And I repeat it all the time because I know some people get a little confused sometimes. But if you hit the feature tier, there's also an add-on. So if you want to get Volume 1 art book along with Volume 2 in City of Venus, you can get all 3 books in one shot by clicking on the feature tier. So and doing the add-on. But again, it's by itself for the regular one. You can get through City of Venus. But I'm starting to babble and lose my train of thought. Because again,
you've been around me too long, Vinny. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to thank everyone for coming to the show. You're awesome. Go back this book if you haven't already. I'm Liam Gray. We got a whole bunch of awesome people with us, and we got a terrible internet connection. So we're going to do you a favor, we're going to do us a favor, and we're going to wrap it up. Love all you guys. You're great.
We'll
subscribe to everyone. See you later.
Yeah, man. Hold on, buddy.
And
I know my camera
was
went
here.
off. But I'm still hosting here. So, Tommy, my friend, are you there?
Weak.
Let people know where they can find you, buddy.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Be sure to restore your seats to the fully upright position because watch out, the guinea pigs are coming under your chair and they could take off your toes. But if you follow the jelly beans that they left behind after raiding your fridge for all your vegetables, they will lead you right back to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, where you'll find me talking about old toys, retro toys being done right, and, of course, old movies as well. 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific every Monday. We start off with going old school retro discussions, and then, of course, ETEP picks it up after that with Going In Raw on Monday. So also stop by after the probe on Thursday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern for Vinny and I when we get together and we do Collectible Pass hosted by United Underground. We talk about retro toys and all the toys that they are based on, and we have a lot of fun because we love talking about those things that we love and that they're doing right. So remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent, and the guinea pigs will get you.
That's right. And by the way, it's not just hosted by United Underground or Presents. It's hosted by two guineas. There's one, I'm the other, and since ETOP, his show is right after Tommy's. Look at that, neck and neck all the way. I can't see over that rock. Hey, somebody,
all hail
Mechaneck.
all hail Mechaneck. All hail Mechaneck.
All
Lord Mechaneck.
hail Mechaneck in his glory, in his loincloth. Hi, I'm Etepwakuyan. I talk about stuff that I really, really hate. And no, I do pop culture stuff. You guys know that. From time and time, I might do an impression of George Floyd. I'm guilty of that. But you know, all hail St. Floyd of Fentanyl. But seriously, every Monday night, 8:35 Eastern on the channel, Monday Night Going in Raw. We're at episode 196 tomorrow. We're almost episode 200. We're at like 1,105 subscribers, 17 channel members. So we got to pump those numbers up. I'm just kidding. Just subscribe to the channel. You don't have to join if you don't want to, but if you want to, you get extra member streams, 2 per week with me and a myriad of guests from around the spectrum. Excuse me. And also I have a United Underground show that is on Wednesday nights. That's Wednesday Night Live, the place to be, with myself and my co-host Tony Tone Deaf. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the 4 Horsemen plus 1 on Monday nights of myself, Tony, Vinny, Red, and Chris the Fist. That's every Monday night over at the place. And they held it down while I was on vacation and hosted the show for me. And I was drunk super chatting myself, which I don't. My wife wouldn't give me her phone. I'm like, give me your phone. She's like, no. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm just going to spend money on my own phone. Fine, take that, woman. I'll super chat myself so YouTube can take it away from me.
Take that, woman.
Yeah, she was like, what are you talking about? I was 6-7 whiskeys deep. It's fine. It was all fine. We were at the water park. It was fine. But no, I review Bel Air, and coming soon, Moon Knight, because I can't wait for that. And yeah, Batwoman is over, so I have a hole in my heart that can only be fixed by season 4 if they renew that dumpster fire.
Dude, that's funny. When I finished watching Batwoman, I had a hole in my head.
There's one in the back, but the bolt keeps coming loose. I got to get some Loctite or something. But no, come on over. We talk about pop culture, and we have a great time on our live streams. We play a live quiz game on Wednesday called Do You Know Me? I'm about ready to order kazoos. We'll be giving away kazoos to all channel members, personalized with the Place to Be reviews logo on them and signed by me. So that's why I call you all my channel members are my kazooians. So thank you for becoming kazooians, and everybody, all my subscribers, and this wonderful talented panel full of people who I feel blessed to be among, to be able to support their work. And you should too. So thank you.
Amen, brother. And hold on, I got something funny I want to show.
Praise be Mechaneck.
That's it, right?
All praise be Mechaneck.
Because we keep the comedy going regardless. So. This was just one. This is one of the most perfect memes out there. But yeah, you heard the rest of us gabbing all night. It's a great time, but we'll let Yuka give her last thing here. So what do you want to say to the people before we go, Yuka?
Buy our books.
That's right. Amen. That's all you need. So we had a great performance tonight.
Sorry.
Chris is having fun with his extra sound bites, and it's always a fun thing. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. I think we had a good show. We had a fun stream. If you want more toy talk as well, like we said, we'll have more of that coming up soon. Once I am done with the book, I'll start getting into, I think, more art classes, or just have some more art streams as well mixed in with this stuff. We'll have a good time. We'll try to educate more people how to make comics and all that kind of stuff. So thank you, everybody. Like Keely Chow said, and what Yuka said, buy our books. We love you all. The support is amazing, and if you can't afford it, please at least retweet. Retweets are free. Get out there and put it on social media. It's a beautiful thing. And speaking of other people too, who some horrible things happened to right before we go. I mean, this is so tragic. I wanted to say it. So Ice-T, he was mugged in New Jersey this week. He put out a tweet about it. He says that they took all of his money. His hands were trembling. He goes, once they calmed down, he called up the cops, and they got there quickly. He thanked them for their speed, and they go, what happened? You got robbed? He goes, yes, they took all my money. They said, do you know who it was? He goes, yeah, it was Pump 9. Thank you, everybody. Please have a great night. Remember, be kind to one another. Be kick-ass while you create. Till next time. Peace.